That's the sound of Rudolph Vaines here on the Anger Management Podcast with me, Andy Stevenson,
Me, Liam Simcox,
and our returning special guest, super duper Liam Vaines. Welcome, Liam.
Thanks for having me back, guys.
Nice to have you
thank
back.
you very much, mate.
It's a Christmas special.
It
Also,
is.
I feel honoured.
It's a Christmas
Actually,
special.
It's the very first exclusive Anger Management Podcast Christmas special.
To be honest, after tonight, Christmas is done for me.
That's it.
Oh, there we go.
It doesn't get better than this.
There we go.
I mean, I couldn't give a fuck.
You'll
now.
get
That's
up.
it.
You'll get up Christmas morning, and you'll be like, I hope Santa's left me an Anger Management
Christmas morning.
DVD.
Christmas morning. I can't remember the last time I actually got up for Christmas morning.
Christmas morning. mate.
Last
You'll
year
be-
it was
you'll be
half
there.
one, and my mum was
Stocking
like,
full of Anger Management gifts.
Ooh, merch. Is that a merch?
Merch, yeah, we're
Oh.
gonna get some
Sneaking that
merch.
in.
We're gonna get some merch going for 2022. We're gonna have t-shirts and
I've already got my eyes
hats,
on mugs.
mugs. Yeah, you are a mug, Liam.
Thanks, mate.
Let's
Cheers,
be
pal.
honest.
I love you too.
So it's the Anger Management Podcast Christmas special. It's our first attempt at Christmas special. I'm not normally much of a Christmas person, if I'm honest.
I
It
just-
shocked-
Or
it
New
did
Year.
shock me when you asked me
I'm
to
not
come on. I
really
was
much
like,
of an any kind of holiday person. I do like bonfire night.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I like the thought of celebrating a bloke trying to blow up Parliament.
I
I'll be
was
honest.
on about that.
You
We
know?
all celebrate, every year an act of terrorism.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
It is like it's mind. I mean,
Do you
I-
reckon
I-
in 500 years they'll have a celebration of people like blowing the Twin Towers up or something?
Oh,
Of
God.
course they won't. But yeah, that's what we do. But I do love bonfire night. It's mint. It's the one holiday
I actually read
I'm
into it.
good with. Go on.
And his reason for is because, like, Roman Catholic, they were trying to get rid of it in the country, weren't they? And he was, Guy Fawkes was a Roman Catholic, and that's what his whole plan was for.
Watch V for Vendetta.
Yes,
What
been
a
put on
film.
Netflix
Yeah.
as well.
What
Yeah.
a film.
Quick plug there. We don't get any
Absolute
money from
sick.
Warner Brothers, but
No.
it
Have
is
you
a
read
great
the
film.
comics?
No.
The comics are fucking phenomenal. Like,
Really good.
Yeah. The film misses out fucking shitloads, as you can imagine. Like, but yeah, they put it on Netflix, didn't they? Not long ago.
That's where I
Yeah,
watched
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, it is really
I
good.
watched that on Amazon.
Very quickly, we got off topic there, lads.
Sorry.
That was Christmas to bonfire night to
Yeah.
V for Vendetta.
But we have
instantly.
We have got our Christmas jumpers on for those that are watching on YouTube.
I've even got Christmas pants on. Look at them Christmas trousers there. Pants for
Trying
you,
to jingle my bells for you.
listeners across the Atlantic. I've got Christmas pants on. They've got Santa hats
Pants.
on the trousers. So we've made an effort.
We have.
Black and red
Yeah.
decor.
Yeah.
You know, couldn't be more Christmassy,
There
really.
we go, that's
Oh
it.
yeah.
I've never been a massive Christmas fan, if I'm perfectly honest with you, lads. Even as a kid, and Christmas was cool as a kid,
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
get
of
me wrong,
course.
but I've never been like into my birthday or anything like that, really. It's just
no.
another day.
As
But
you get older, it's just more about money, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
stress.
I've got children. I've got one grown-up child and one kid that's 9, so that makes it a bit better. But I think it's the over-commercialisation of Christmas that's pissed me off. And I'm not religious either, so I always feel like I'm being a bit of a wolf in sheep's clothing, really.
Or the over sexualising of Santa, which was on last week's podcast. So if you haven't listened to that yet,
Have
Go
a
and check it
listen.
out.
Yeah. We did discuss. It was gay Santa, wasn't it?
It was,
in
yeah.
Norway or wherever it was. It
Does he
was.
wear a pink suit? Does he?
No, it was. There was a guy crept downstairs in the middle of the night, busted Santa, delivering the presents, and got it on with Santa.
and then bust
I
in
thought,
Santa.
I thought he was going to
Busting-
find him. I thought he was going to find him
Busting
shagging his
Santa.
dad or something.
Oh, dear.
busting
I saw
Santa.
Daddy kissing Santa Claus.
Oh.
It was, and you know, we don't give a crap if anyone's gay. We couldn't care less. But the point is, I don't really want Santa to be sexualised.
That's
No.
going to be a thing now, isn't it?
Well,
It's
yeah.
gotta
Why does
fucking-
Santa have to be sexualised? This is something that I have got on my list of topics, so we might as well get into it now.
Go on, then.
Why does he need to be sexualised? It's a very strange premise for me. I find it difficult enough. Can you remember the song "Santa Baby"? That
Oh,
one?
yeah, that one.
That's enough for me. I'm like, oh, it's a bit creepy. That is
Yeah.
a bit, bit horrible. That is. It's Santa. You know what I mean? Santa Baby.
Oh.
And making Santa sexualised for me isn't something that I want to be watching on TV, whether he's gay or straight or whatever. I don't really care, but I don't want to see it.
I don't even want to imagine it.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
I just want him to deliver presents and
fuck off.
yeah.
Simple.
just
Yeah.
go home after
But
that.
some people just like overly sexualise anything.
anything, yeah.
Absolutely anything. There
Well,
are
you know
people
why
out
though,
there.
don't you, Liam?
Like
You know
that,
why?
like that rock at that university in America you showed me
Yeah,
last
there
time.
you
Oh,
go.
yeah,
There you go.
Why
But
is
you
it,
know
Andy?
why they do it, don't they?
Why is that?
It's for
Attention!
There we go. You all know that that's true. Yeah, we need the bell.
We
don't
need a bell.
Yeah, we'll use Liam's head.
There we go.
There we go. So, yeah, Santa being sexualised, I'm not into that by any stretch of the imagination. Let's stay on the topic of Christmas, as we're going to try and do as much as we can during this podcast. I wanted to talk, lads, about my favourite part of Christmas, even though I'm not a Christmas fan. It's Christmas dinner.
Oh, yes.
Right? I don't care who you are and what kind of a Grinch you are. Christmas dinner still rules.
Pigs
It's
and
great.
blankets.
Oh,
Pigs
yes.
in blankets.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
I
yeah,
love 'em.
100%.
You can never have too many pigs in blankets as well.
Well, you could just have a plateful with gravy. Couldn't you
I
really?
was going to
Yeah.
say, like,
Yeah.
that'll just do me. A bit of broccoli as well.
Yeah.
I don't mind a bit of broccoli.
Yorkshire pudding.
I'm going to throw
Go
one
on.
out there
Go on.
into left field for you, lads. I'd rather have a joint of beef for Christmas
Yeah.
dinner.
We always seem to have chicken.
I'm with you on that.
I'm not a big
Turkeys.
turkey fan, and chicken's great, but we have
Yeah,
chicken
yeah.
all the time, don't we?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? But
I'd just
I'm not
prefer-
saying it makes it better because it's, I'm not saying unicorn is a better meat or anything like that. But I'd rather have a joint of beef. I find beef more wholesome and filling and
Juicy.
tasty somehow.
Juicy.
And you can have beef sandwiches for
He was
days
going
after.
Smeagol
Yeah, you
then.
can, yeah.
So
I'd be happy with just a KFC, mate.
Oh, yeah. One of them
Christmas-
gravy burgers.
Not the crisps. though, the
Christmas
crisps.
FC.
Have you tried the crisps yet?
Hey?
Have you tried the crisps?
No, I haven't. KFC crisps, no, mate, no. Unfortunately, at this moment in time, I can't eat crisps.
Same,
Those of
yeah.
you watching on YouTube will notice that I also can't have one of the beers that Liam has provided kindly for us this evening. I've yet again been back in hospital since last week's podcast. I spent another 5 days having my bowel poked about. I went for a colonoscopy yesterday. That was fun. They stick machinery up your bum.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's not good.
It just reminds me of that
Camera.
episode on South Park when the aliens are
Cartman
programming.
gets an anal probe.
Oh, yeah.
It's the pilot. It's the first episode, isn't it, in the first series? And that's how I've been feeling recently. So I can't eat anything. I've been surviving on bread. I had nothing for 2.5 days waiting for this colonoscopy. So that was grim. My friend Anthony across the farm where I go, shout out Anthony if you're listening, decided that on Monday he was going to spend all day telling me about the joint of beef he was having that night, and then he was going to have gammon the next night, and he just kept on and on and on. That made me feel great, that did. But the thought of a cracking Christmas dinner has really kept me going over the last
Yeah,
few days. What I wanted to ask
definitely.
you, what I wanted to ask you guys regarding Christmas dinner, why is it that your own mum always makes the best Christmas dinner? What's that all about?
I
right?
think it's from, obviously, you grow up, your mum's always the one. I've never had a Christmas dinner of anyone. just
I've
my
had
mum.
Christmas dinners from other. I remember my dad's old partner. This is years ago, so I would have been probably about 18, 19, and she wasn't really a kook. She was a bit ditzy, if I'm honest. She was a lot ditzy, right? We went to her house down in Cheadle for Christmas dinner. And she'd toiled, she'd grafted over there. I think she'd started at end of November on this Christmas dinner, and really, really got involved with it. Try and make a good impression with all our family and that. And I always remember it was fine, but she'd burnt the fucking carrots.
Oh,
Right.
no.
Have you ever tasted burnt
Charcoal
carrots?
carrots.
Oh God, it's so yeet, absolutely. But we all had to sit there with my dad looking at us, going, behave yourselves. And I'm like, oh, this is lovely.
Oh,
this is-
yeah.
You're just eating the bottom 3 inches of a pan.
Should do this again, love.
Yeah, it was grim, absolutely grim. So
Crispy carrot fucking crisps or
it
something.
was it was grim, mate. I was so glad to get back to my mum's Christmas dinner the next day.
Well, saying that though, my girlfriend cooked Christmas dinner for the first time last year in our own house together, and then this year we're going to the in-laws. I'm not married; it's just easier to call them the in-laws. But my girlfriend let me know today that my mother-in-law has got 4 Yorkshire puddings. I need at least 3 on my own.
You mean she's only got 4
She's
Yorkshire
only got
Like
puddings
4 between 4
for
people.
the entire dinner?
Yes.
Well, you can solve that by taking a bag of Yorkshire puddings,
That's
can't
it.
you,
There
really?
we go, mate. There we go.
You can't have that, Liam. You're going to have to knock that on the head. I'd
That's it.
probably break up with her, be perfectly honest. you're with somebody whose mum only provides a Yorkshire each at Christmas dinner.
My dad has a plate full of them.
Yeah.
With gravy
Starving kids in
before
Ethiopia.
Christmas
with
dinner.
pigs in blankets in the middle.
It's a good show, isn't it?
You know it.
There's kids in Ethiopia that eat better than that.
Well, yeah.
Sorry.
Low. Bit low for a Christmas special, that one, Liam.
Sorry, boys.
So far, we've dissed the Twin Towers and Ethiopians starving to death.
It's in the me who's not being morbid.
No, that's wrong.
What we're singing next? Feed the
time,
world.
I know, yeah.
Feed
Terrible
the
stuff.
world.
That brings me on very quickly as well, guys, to something that we might make into a Graham poll towards the end of the show, and that is, what's the best Christmas smell?
Ooh.
And I want to expand this because I did make a little anger management therapy session for YouTube earlier this week about this very subject, and it was generally, what's the best smell? So maybe we should talk about what's the best smell
For Christmas.
but what's also the best smell for Christmas? What's the best
I know
Christmas
straight
smell?
away for me.
Ooh.
Go on, Veins.
Yeah, go on, mate.
The smell of a spruce, a Christmas tree.
A Christmas tree.
Yeah,
a
Norwegian
proper,
spruce. 'Cause
Yeah.
I used to be a tree surgeon, and there was a tree farm, down near the Huntsman.
Yeah.
And like, I'd smell it most days, but when the trees had come in and we were selling trees like every weekend, you just every morning it's like, But for me, that's Christmas for me. Yeah.
I think my very favourite smell is silage. Right, I grew up working on a farm. Yeah, but people always turn their nose up. But what a lot of people do is they mistake silage with shit.
Yeah,
right?
City folk always think it's human shit.
Yes,
Yeah,
they think
yeah.
it's shit.
Fucking brilliant.
It's grass. It's fermented grass, right? And it's sweet. It smells absolutely lovely. But what happens is, a lot of people, you drive past the farm, they go, "Oh, smell that fucking silage! It reeks." And you go, "No, that's cow shit.
Crack them windows up, lad.
That's cow shit that you can smell. Silage is really, really nice. When I go across the farm, first thing I do every time I get there, I walk past silage clamp, I grab a handful, and I get high for a couple of minutes on silage fumes. It's great.
The new high.
Yeah, legal high for you there, kids. Hey, Liam.
I just have to say, a full-plated Christmas dinner, like the lot,
Yeah.
roasties, pigs in blankets, chicken, gravy, stuffing, the works. There's no better smell, in my opinion.
My favourite Christmas smell, it's a little bit, it's hard to describe really. My mum, when I was little, used to bake at Christmas, and she used to bake everything from scratch, mince pies and shortbread and gingerbread, and make piles of the stuff. And I haven't smelt that since I was a little kid,
Yeah.
that's the memory I always, when I go past a bakery, even if it's like July and I smell them making cakes, I always think of my mum baking at Christmas. I just think that's an absolutely fantastic
My mum
smell.
starts doing like a Christmas pudding once before, and she'll pour like a bottle of brandy over it a month.
Oh,
And it's sat on top of the microwave now at home, and it just stinks like.
Yeah,
How
you
much
eat
you like
a
Christmas
square,
pudding?
eat a
Christmas
square
pudding.
inch and have to have your
Yeah,
stomach
yeah.
pumped.
Do you like Christmas pudding?
Yeah.
Right, and I'll have to get you.
oh what a guy.
I'll should be watching this.
As
in a
long as
few
it
days,
has to be
so
with
she will be.
custard though, Vainsy.
Oh well, yeah. I'll
like
get
it,
it
I
to
like
save
a
you a
bit of
piece.
custard.
I don't eat it.
Yeah.
But literally, for months, we'll just keep topping it up with brandy. With brandy, and then.
How much brandy in total do you reckon? How many bottles do you think's been on? If I had to push you for
I
a
don't
number.
know. I don't know, but
Brandy's
it's a lot.
rank,
It's a
lads.
lot.
Brandy's
I like a
minged.
brandy. I do like a brandy.
No.
I have to
Brandy's-
fancy it, but yeah.
I like any alcohol, me, so it's like.
To stop it, I want a beer. It's not fair. I want a Christmas
Sorry,
pie.
Steve-O.
I might have one on Christmas Day, I think, or possibly Christmas Eve. I might
Just the one?
treat myself. Yeah, but Liam, if I have a beer, I'll probably spend Boxing Day in hospital.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
The
yeah.
trade-off isn't really
No,
worth
It's
fair
a good
it,
enough.
job
mate.
you're not from America because
Fair enough.
your health bill would be like.
Well, I'd be destitute. I'd
Yeah,
had to
yeah.
sell me working fucking insides, me working bits to
Sell
pay for the bits that are
yourself.
broken. Anyway, we're going to have our first song of Christmas. This was a song sent in by an artist called XS. That's all it says, X and S. So I don't know how it's pronounced. I assume it's XS because that sounds pretty cool, really. XS.
It's like
And this-
half in
It's a
excess.
Christmas
Yeah.
song. It's a Christmas
Oh,
song
right, okay,
that she's sent
okay.
in. I've had a listen and it's great. It's chilled. It's chill pop song. It's called "It's Starting to Snow." She has sent me some blurb,
Ooh,
proper
love a blurb.
blurb. Let me clear my throat. If you need a romantic winter song, XS has teamed up with Swedish Bad Kombine, I
Interesting.
think that's the name,
Oh.
to create It's Starting to Snow. Published by Flipside Productions, the heartwarming lyrics will certainly take the edge off the cold as she describes cozying up with her loved one at home, while the upbeat, cheery tune will brighten up even the darkest winter nights.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that is proper blurb.
Sounds. I need a mince pie after that. Definitely. It sounds just how you want it teeing up for a Christmas song, doesn't
I
it?
say
And-
Liam could do with a Yorkshire pudding, but he's only got one. So,
Oh, I
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And it definitely,
Devastating.
the song definitely, whatever it is, can't be as shit as all the Christmas songs that we normally listen to. It just can't be. And it's a song that you won't have heard 28,000 times. So we're going to have a listen. XS, It's Starting to Snow. Let's check it out, dudes.
It's cold outside, baby. How about we just stay in? Wrap your arms around me. Warm me up with your body. Dance in front of the fireplace. Enjoy each other's embrace. Talk about the good old days. While I watch your beautiful face. Baby, look, it's starting to snow. It's time to remind you I love you so. I don't want anyone else, no. Hold me close and never let go. Baby, look, it's starting to snow. It's time to remind you I love you so. I don't want anyone else, no. Hold me close and never let go. We can light a candle, fill the bathtub with bubbles. We can lay down and cuddle, or play a game of puzzle. Share a cup of hot chocolate, or eat a favorite dessert. Put on a college sweatshirt, hide under a fluffy blanket. Baby, look, it's starting to snow. It's time to remind you I love you so. I don't want anyone else, no. Hold me close and never let go. Baby, look, it's starting to snow. It's time to remind you I love you so. I don't want anyone else, no. Hold me close and never let go. Oh, 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 look at them fall. Oh, oh, but with you by my side, I never feel cold. Oh, 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 look at them fall. Oh, oh, but with you by my side, I never feel cold. Baby, look, it's starting to snow. It's time to remind you I love you so. I don't want anyone else, no. Hold me close and never let go. Baby, look, it's starting to snow. It's time to remind you I love you so. I don't want anyone else, no. Hold me close and never let go.
Welcome back to the Anger Management Podcast with me, Andy Stevenson.
Me, Liam Simcox.
Emelian Veins.
Vainsy! It's
Can I
all-
just say Vainsy? It's like
Yeah, we'll just say
everyone around
Vainsy,
here
yeah.
knows it's
Yeah,
Vainsy.
yeah. But we've
That's it.
listened to globally, mate. So
Oh,
those
shit.
globally
Yeah, yeah.
don't know who we are.
Yeah.
You got to remember in Uganda where we're the number
Ah,
2
yeah.
podcast.
Still
right?
need a Ugandan football top
Still
as well.
rocking in Uganda.
Shout out
Quite
Uganda.
big in Canada recently as well.
I know,
so
I've noticed.
shout out to you Canadians. I love Canada. I'm a big hockey fan, and I
have
can't
something
wait
to
to go
do
to
with that
Canada.
because I've got cousins in Canada.
That might be it then. Maybe
Yeah,
they've
in Toronto.
maybe they've spread it around like a virus.
Could do, yeah.
So that was XS. What a cracking song to start
I
the
love
night
that.
with.
That's a great start.
Liam,
Very-
you said off air that it felt like you should be baking
Yeah.
along to that song.
More than one fucking Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah, making some Yorkshires from scratch.
Oh,
To
shit the
those
bed.
listeners around the globe, Yorkshire puddings are a main staple of British Sunday dinners, and particularly Christmas dinners. And we can't live without them. It's one of them. So that song was It's Starting to Snow by Excess. She is in all the usual places. And you can check her out if you want to. I think she's got some more music up and available to listen to. So have a listen, get on there and see what she's all about, guys. If you do want to send tracks to us to be featured on the Anger Management Podcast, you can do. Liam will tell you exactly where and how.
I had to get rid of that. I had to get rid. Yeah, you can find us on Facebook and on Instagram, Anger Management Studios, or you can find us on Twitter at Anger Management Pod. Like I say, guys, just send us a message. Just a bit of blurb, bit about yourself, and send us a song through. Just don't send us Spotify links, which, again, this week, we've had Spotify links. What the fuck do you want us to do with them? So, yeah, just send us an MP3 or a WAV to Anger Management Studios, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter.
And the most important thing is make sure that you own the rights to your fucking song, right?
Exactly.
Because if CD Baby claim it, I shall just cut it out, right? I'm sick of trying to deal with them, right? So make sure that you've got permission to use your own tracks, right? Else I'll just cut it out and get
Common
rid of
sense,
it.
guys.
Sorry, but it's too much mither, dudes. Although saying that, they did cut out my own song in one podcast. CD Baby claimed my own song that I was using in my podcast. And then when I appealed it, told me that they'd reviewed it and the claim still stood. And I was like, but that's mine. It's my song. What? You can't claim it. It's my song.
Bastards.
Crazy shit going down. Liam.
Yo.
We come to you.
Oh.
I know that one of your biggest gripe in general is social media,
Yes.
right? Christmas brings out the shittest of people.
Yes.
It really, really does. You wanted to discuss the one-upmanship that goes on around Christmas.
Fucks me off, guys.
Let us know.
Like, Christmas just seems to bring out the narcissists in us all. But, like, I went to get my hair cut a few weeks ago, right? And this guy was like...
Were they closed?
What? Were they closed?
Sorry, mate.
No. Thanks. I went to get my hair cut, and he was like, oh, I like making conversation. He's sort of for Christmas, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I got my girlfriend a new coat, a new look. It was 30 quid, should have been 60 quid in sale, so I'm well happy with that.
Buzzing.
And then I says, oh, what about yourself? Like, you know, trying to make conversation. He says, oh, I've got my girlfriend a Louis Vuitton bag, 150 quid.
Doesn't Louis want it back?
Don't fucking know, mate. And this is my favourite.
Is it a design that?
Yeah.
Do
Do you know what? I only found out what Louis Vuitton was a couple of months ago.
I ain't got a clue.
I genuinely, because they're doing a film. Is it near that Scooch into it or something? They're doing a film on. I don't know. They're all.
There's this one, and this one will blow your mind. His girlfriend, who is apparently high maintenance, I don't know. Never met the woman. She wants to buy the cat, a £250 oak litter tray. Exactly.
The cat.
A £250 oak litter tray.
For the cat to put cat shit in.
Litter tray, yes.
And piss.
Fucking hell.
Absolutely mad.
Has the cat asked for this, or
Fuck no.
has the cat put this on his Santa list, or what's the
Santa.
deal?
It's not Top Cat or anything, is it?
No,
Or, you know,
it's just-
Can you guys
Yeah.
imagine? Can you guys imagine being with a woman who would say that seriously? Can you imagine? Because if my missus ever said that, I'd probably have her admitted to hospital.
Yeah. You'd chuck her straight into
I'd just be like, what are you talking about?
Why? I just, but it seems, and it's like comes to Christmas Day as well, guys, and they share stuff on Facebook, and for one, I'm just like, just stay off fucking social media for one day.
No,
It's
people
Christmas
can't,
Day.
people can't.
You know what I mean, guys? Come on, but and people will put pictures of what they've got for Christmas, and I'm like, nobody gives a shit. You know,
The very, very similar it is for me being a parent is the ones that I see of Christmas Eve about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Kids are asleep, kids are in bed, and they put the inevitable picture up, and it's almost who can make the pile of presents bigger.
No, exactly.
So you start off with one person who's got a little mound up, Christmas ready for little Johnny tomorrow. Then the next person's like, oh yeah, we're ready for Emma, and the stacked
Slightly
like
bigger.
3 feet higher. And by the time you get to about 1 o'clock in the morning, there's 40 foot's worth of fucking presents up the side of a fucking wall. And you see, people have got like, I've bought like 3 Ferraris for me, and they're all lined up like it's mad, absolute mad one-upmanship.
But why though? Why do people feel they need to do it? Like,
I
no one
know
gives a
why,
shit.
Liam. Do you?
Oh,
it's
is it?
probably for attention.
Ding. I'm going to buy us a bell for Christmas.
Ding, Liam. There we go. There we go. I can't stand it, lads. It is all about attention, all about look at me. It's nothing to do with little Johnny's Christmas. It's to do with if I make the biggest pile of presents or I've spent the most money, that makes me more awesome and more people will look at me on social media.
Got to get them
it's
likes.
that simple, right?
Got to get them shares.
I've actually bought a very expensive present for my son this year because it's something I believe he'll need as he goes through the end of primary school and into high school.
Are you about to one-up us, Andy?
Yeah,
but
he's doing it now
what
himself,
what I was going to say is what I shan't be doing is putting it on social media.
Right, okay.
If you
at
do that
11
Christmas
o'clock.
Day, I'm going to ring you. I'm going to
What
bollock you.
I always think as
same.
well is if I was a criminal, right, if I was a burglar, I'd be trawling social media
Exactly.
on Christmas Eve. I'd be sitting outside in a dodgy Jimmy Savile wagon, right?
Can you imagine
and
if the
waiting.
Grinch-
I'd be waiting for the lights go out. I'd be waiting for them lights go out, and then I'd get in, I'd be like, right, and where's this fucking Louis, what is it? Bag?
Baton.
Imagine if the Grinch had Facebook.
Oh,
He'd
he'd
be
be
fucking
fucked.
Of course
buzzing,
he
wouldn't
would.
he?
He'd be
He'd be
fucked.
buzzing. He'd know where to go first.
Of course
Where's
he
got,
would.
like,
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton.
Sophie's bought her husband a Ferrari. There we
It's
go.
very- it's
46
very
Oak
strange.
Road.
It's very strange. It's like the old She Said Yes pictures.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
fuck
Well, she
off.
said yes. Look, I've fucking cheaped out and bought her a salt vinegar hula hoop. You know what I mean? And then it escalates and escalates till someone's got something they've nicked off the Queen round the finger.
Oh.
And I sit there and I'm like, again, what are you doing? It's just this constant attention
But
seeking.
don't you think it's cheesy guys like getting engaged on Christmas Day and all that shit?
I'd sort of understand because then it means you ain't got to buy a present. you know,
There
you
is
gotta
that.
get presents
Excuse,
as
innit,
well.
There is that.
You know what I mean? I cheap out on that one, but it's weird. I don't understand people's need to one up each other all the time, particularly on social media. It's weird. I'm perfectly happy to admit mine and my wife's rings for when we got married cost us £6 each. £6.
There
I've
we go.
lost
Is it-
mine
is
about
it
4 times and that replaced
White.
it.
What was it? White.
Oh,
I
yeah.
say it's something about
Titanium white.
That's it.
White.
Yes.
Bob
It's,
Ross.
Bob Ross,
That's
mate.
it.
There we
Mighty,
go.
Ross.
Mighty Bob Ross. I watched a documentary on Bob Ross the other night
Legend.
with the missus. It was quite sad. Quite sad what happened to him, and the bastards who promoted him basically stole the company and left his son penniless after he
Oh my
died. Left his
God.
son with nothing. Yeah, bastards.
You wanted to post on
Christmas,
social media, wouldn't
Christmas
you?
spirit.
Exactly.
There. A bit of Christmas spirit. I'll give you another bit of Christmas spirit, lads. I got a phone call this morning from a bloke from an insurance company.
Okay.
There's a guy making a claim saying I've reversed into him. Right? It's the guy that blocks my driveway every single fucking week. He parks right outside of my drive so me and my missus can't get out. Right? And because I basically give him a round of fucks, he's now decided to claim that we've reversed into his fucking car. Fortunately, on the night in question, I took a load of photographs of his car because I reported him to the council. Right? So he doesn't realise, but I went back out and I've got a great big load of photos. So he's a bit fucked there. But yeah, I thought it was nice of the insurance company to ring me 3 days before Christmas and let me know about
Merry
that.
Christmas.
So
Just give it a
cheers,
fucking
dudes.
break.
You know what I mean?
Cheers.
I was thoroughly expecting when I went from a colonoscopy yesterday and told me I had something seriously wrong with me. You know what I mean? You got to have your bowel removed, Mr. Simpson. Merry Christmas.
Do you want to get insurance for that?
Have a good one. See you in New Year.
Absolute,
Yeah.
absolute
Don't drink,
bastards.
don't eat, don't smoke, don't do anything. Stay in bed all day.
Absolute bastards. Here's one I wanted to ask you guys, right? This is something quite close to my heart. As you know, I'm a big animal lover. Animals are one of the things I love most in the world, definitely. My top 5, love animals.
Mhm.
I wanted to ask you guys, should pets ever be given as Christmas presents? What are your thoughts, Vainsy?
I think for people that can actually look after fucking pets, it's a nice thing. But a lot
Yeah.
of people will get a pet and he'd be like, "Oh, it's a puppy and whatnot," and then it'll just be fucking like
then
shit.
it,
most of the
then it
time.
grows and shits
No,
on the
it's
floor.
It's true though, because like a lot of people, like I've always my brother, he's a twat. Well, shout out Ben.
Shout out, Ben.
No,
Ben.
he's a rogue, Ben is. But one thing he's always done is looked after his dogs. Like,
Yeah.
And if people are going to get him for a gift, because it might be a gift, like, if someone's lonely or something, I think it's a nice idea. Because, dogs are like companions of cats. Cats are twats, aren't they?
Yeah,
Anyway, cats are
especially in
just
this
dicks,
time as well,
but
Veins,
I
as
think
well.
as long as they're going to be appreciated the whole
Yeah,
life
yeah,
and not
yeah.
just for a couple of months or, then I think it's a nice thing. I mean, if my mum and dad got me a puppy on Christmas Day, I'd be like, I'd cry.
Nudge, nudge, wink,
Yeah.
wink.
Yeah, my
If
mum
you're
will not have
listening.
dogs in the house. She will not have dogs in the house. But no, I don't know. It's one of them. It's
I believe that to own pets, you should have to have licenses.
yes, definitely.
Yeah,
Not just at Christmas. You should,
100%.
but I think you should have to have a license to have children as well. But I'm a Nazi. But definitely for pets, you need to be able to prove that you can financially look after a pet. You should have to prove that you've got the space and the facilities. So
Yeah.
you can't have a giant Doberman if you live in a one-room bedsit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You need to be able to prove these things. And I think it's a travesty that we're in 2021 as a civilized society and you can literally get pretty much any pet you want and treat them however you want. There's no comeuppance. Even if you get busted mistreating an animal, you get £1,000 fine.
That's it.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. I tell you what, if mistreating a dog got you 15 years in prison,
wouldn't happen,
no
would
one,
it?
no one
do
would
it.
mistreat
No one would
dogs
do it.
anymore.
No.
My mum's got a 68-year-old tortoise. He's called Boris.
Yeah.
And
Boris the tortoise.
Yeah, she's had him
Shout
for,
out, Boris.
She's had him for about 8 years now. But before she had him, she had to have like some sort of. She did have to get a license, and people actually came around the house and started like to see if it was
But
all right.
for
Yeah,
exotic
yeah,
pets, they
of
do.
course.
But for some reason, popular pets like dogs and cats, they don't do anything.
because they can sell this they can sell them on for like medicine and stuff like. I didn't really, but this like tortoise is obviously he's fast asleep now. But I think I agree with you there. It should be, it should be checked out basically because there's a lot of twats out there.
Yeah,
there's a lot of bastards, should we say?
Yeah, I think it comes back to that.
Well, a lot of people are bastards to
Yeah.
other people, never mind animals.
Yeah, like that saying, isn't it? Like a pet's for life, not just for Christmas. And
Yeah.
a lot of people like, and some dogs like are gorgeous, absolutely stunning. And like, I think it was on news this week that in December alone, 186 dogs had to be put into a kennel because they can't look after them.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, why have it in first place?
Yeah.
And like you said, Vainty, it's all right when it's small and it's cute and it's cuddly and things like that, but that small cuddly German Shepherd pup grows into a great big dog or an husky or whatever it may be, and you've got to look after them. And I just think people are selfish.
It's
People
like
are
when I
arseholes.
couldn't agree
when
more,
dogs
Liam.
get put down for biting someone, or it's how they treat.
Yeah, exactly.
It's how
and
they
I
treat.
always
If that
think
dog's been abused, and
Absolutely.
you could fucking hell. It's like if you get abused, you're gonna
You're gonna snap,
you-
aren't you?
yeah. I mean, so it does
and
go
it,
down
and
to
it's
the
it,
owners.
no matter how soft a dog is, or a cat or any animal, people forget that they're animals, right?
Yeah.
We're animals as well. You piss somebody off, or you push someone to the brink, and they'll snap, they'll react.
Yep.
And a dog or a cat hasn't got morals to guide it, right? It doesn't sit there thinking, oh, if I bite that person's finger off, that's probably a bad thing to do. But you piss it off, it'll bite your finger off, no
Yeah,
matter how
exactly.
soft the dog might be, right? So I always think to myself, a lot of these times, it's, no one wants to see people getting bitten by dogs, but, don't put yourself in a position where you get bitten by
but
a dog.
if
you
you
know what I
live in-
mean?
if you
Don't break into someone's house and
Yep.
then fucking sue him because you've been bitten by the dog. I hope it bites your fucking ball sack off,
And then once
personally.
it put down, it's fucking arseholes. People are just
Yeah, well, in
just
situations like
pricks.
that, they should actually get the fucking burglar and just lock him in a room with said dog. You know what I mean? There you go. Sort
Yeah.
yourself out now, you fucker. Bastards. But I'm not sure. On the whole pets for Christmas, I honestly aren't sure. I've never bought a pet for Christmas.
No,
Even
never.
though I'm a
Same.
big animal lover, I've never bought
Yeah.
anyone a pet for Christmas. And I don't think I would I don't think I would do it. It's something I see so many of these. In January, you see so many of these dogs and cats and that have been mistreated. And I don't think I would.
I'm thinking it from my point because if I were bought a pet for Christmas, I'd be buzzing like it. So, but then again, like I say, it's if they get looked after. It's not just for Christmas.
Exactly.
I suppose the way, in answer to that, Vainsy, I could buy myself a pet for Christmas
Yeah.
because I know that I'd look after my pet,
Yeah.
right? But I don't think I'd buy a
Have you-
pet for somebody else as a gift,
No.
right? Because apart from probably your missus or your mum or your dad or whatever, you don't really know people well enough to know whether they'd look after a pet, do you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
I'd
get
get one
that.
for myself, but I wouldn't get one for somebody else as a Christmas gift. I think that's where I.
Have you ever
where I
bought
stand.
yourself a gift for Christmas?
I always buy myself
Do
stuff
you?
for Christmas. Yeah. I haven't this year. I've actually sold a guitar to finance the laptop that I've bought for the little one. Because
Oh.
normally I would buy myself a guitar, but I've got so many. I never play them all anyway, and I got rid of that to get the thing that I know my son
That's
wants
nice.
and
good,
needs.
yeah.
That's
So
nice.
Yeah.
check out Christmas Eve, lads. It'll be up there, social
That's
media.
it.
Big,
Yeah.
big stack of
Are you gonna-
laptops up back of the wall.
I
They're
might,
like kicking out time at
I might
PC World.
I might just purposely buy some cardboard boxes and wrap them and then stick it on Facebook, like pile it up to the ceiling.
I remember. But I used to go
fucking
out.
tempted to do
I
that.
used to
I
go.
know, same, mate.
I used to go out with a girl down the road. Me and you know Razza, don't you? You know Chris, Razza, Vicky Walden's fella,
Oh, I
Chris.
can't say I do. No.
Well,
Oh,
anyway, me and Chris used to go out with two sisters years and years ago, and we were at their house on Christmas Day, their family's house years ago, and everyone's opening gifts. I always remember Razza bringing in this box half as wide as this studio, and
Jesus
2 meters
Christ.
high. And we're all like, has he got like a fucking rugby team in there or something? It was massive. Anyway, Vic, she fucking opens it up. Anyway, there's a fucking extra box inside, and she has to anyway, fucking 3 hours later,
Gets
she's
to a
whittled
small
it down
box.
to a fucking box like
Yes,
this. Razza had put a fucking crisp in there.
That is
That's
ultimate.
fucking mental.
She
that-
spent 3
yes.
hours opening it. It was fucking great.
That's ace.
He'd put something terrible like Arthur Walker's pickled onion crisp or
What a
something in there.
guy.
It was genius.
Ultimate
Absolute genius.
shithousery, that.
Yeah,
isn't it?
proper. He did get us something proper like, but we were all in bits, absolute bits.
Yes.
We might as well carry on in that vein.
See? Boom.
Ba-bum.
Ding.
Best. We did do. What's the best birthday present you've had?
Oh, yeah, we
ever
did that last
week.
Yeah, we did.
But what's the best Christmas present you've ever had?
Oh, fucking hell, Steve-O.
I can tell you exactly what mine is.
I know what mine is.
You guys probably won't have heard of it, but I can tell you what it is. It's something called. This is probably about 1987, right? And there was these toys out called Manta Force, right? And it was a great big ship,
Oh,
like
no.
like a triangular shaped ship, and it was about this deep. So for those listening, about 1.5 foot deep,
Yep.
right? About 2.5 foot wide and long, and you could open it, and the whole top came off, and inside were about 20 smaller ships, spaceships, and land vehicles and everything.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, but you could open them up and put all the men inside,
Yeah,
the little
yeah.
men that were about the size of a jelly baby, man.
Oh.
Right? Oh, it was the greatest thing ever. But the best thing about it, I had the good guys one, right? And my best mate, Fent, shout out Fent, he had the bad guys one. So I went round his on Boxing Day, took my Manta Force, it had a handle on top as well, you could carry it. Took it, mate, we had the greatest playing session of all time. It was so mint.
If you're gonna go, for me now, thinking
Manta
about toys
Force,
and stuff
check
like
it out,
that,
listeners.
I remember the Hulk hands.
Oh, the great
Right.
big foam green.
And like
Like Sheldon has in The Big Bang
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Literally those.
I mean, I just remember how happy I was that I got these fucking Hulk hands. And I also, another one is the Tracy Island.
Oh,
Oh,
Thunderbird.
Thunderbirds. Yeah,
And
yeah.
you're just like,
Real one, or did you get Blue Peter make it for you? Another great
I
one.
don't know.
Another great one I had was again back on the bike from when I finally replaced that bike I had for my birthday. I was telling you about. I got an orange and blue mountain bike with gears, with gears, mate. This was like 1990, so gears were a bit
Yeah.
more gears you had, the bigger your penis was, basically,
Yeah.
at that age.
Is it like the louder your car is now, the bigger your
Yeah,
penis?
yeah, same
yeah.
same deal. But it had, because you didn't really get bikes with gears for kids back
Yeah.
then, and it had 5 gears. My bike did, and I was so chuffed all day. And then Boxing Day, my mate Matthew Ginchel came down and he'd had one with 21 fucking gears on it. 21 gears.
God, his dick must
And I
have
was
been massive.
like,
I know.
I was mortified.
Wrap it round your
absolutely
neck.
mortified. I was like, I can't fucking believe this. 5 gears and he's got 21.
I had
Bastard.
a Mongooseville in BMX. I was about 14. And I remember going on the skate ramps after like Boxing Day, and the fucking first thing I ever done on it was fall off. Fucking scraped all the handlebars. And
Oh,
everything. I remember
no.
my dad getting fucking psycho at me. Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
don't know why I wanted to go on the ramps like a day after Boxing Day when it's fucking freezing and shit like that, but
Yeah.
it seemed like a good idea.
I think for me, mine was like completely unexpected as well. Was my girlfriend bought me the PlayStation virtual reality headset.
Oh yeah.
Like, got me that for Christmas, and I had
Did
no
you watch
clue.
porn on it? Can you watch porn?
Yeah, you can't watch porn on it now.
Stop talking about naughty things on a Christmas
Sorry.
podcast.
Can I borrow it?
Children listening.
If my girlfriend's watching, no, I've never watched porn in my life on that headset. Why would you even suggest that? If she's not watching, yes, I have definitely watched it on the headset.
You could blend in with that.
I know,
It's
mate.
got super red
God,
here.
mate.
Honestly, what's happened?
Yeah,
What's
I'm
happened to
getting-
you there?
Warming my arms up. But yeah, it was the PlayStation VR headset with the hand controllers, and I'm really not selling this with a porn aspect.
Not
to be
really,
honest,
mate, not
no,
really.
mate. But it was amazing.
I bought one of them VR headsets for the PlayStation. I thought it was crap, I'll be honest
mate,
with you.
I loved
It
it.
just made you sweaty and minging, and I couldn't see half the times. I get sweat in my eyes. Well, no, it's not. I think it needs a lot of work before it catches on big time.
Yeah,
the
no, I
VR
agree.
headsets.
I agree, but I enjoyed it.
We're going to have another song, lads.
Ooh, okay.
We're going to have a song by one of my bands. It's going to be
Drum roll.
Save Me by Storms and Sunrises. This is
Good
off
shout.
my side project band. We're trying to play stuff that's a bit chilled tonight, with it
okay.
being Christmas, okay? So this is a song that was written by myself and my little boy, Joey.
Oh.
And he's 9 now, he was 8 when we wrote this song, and he helped me. He's got a co-writing credit on it. He also sings in the middle 8. He does a little bit of singing. And it's a duet, so the female part is sung by my sister, by my little sister,
Oh.
who's 17 now, and she actually plays the violin on it. She's a classically trained violin player, and she's an opera singer. So it's got my sister and my son and myself. So this is the 3rd track on our EP that came out 2 weeks ago. The song's called Save Me. Band is called Storms and Sunrises.
But before we go into it, Steve,
hang on. Liam's got something.
I have got something to say. If you haven't listened to it yet, where can we find it, Andy?
Oh, you can find it in all the usual places. It's on Spotify, Facebook, Tidal, YouTube, all those kind of streaming facilities. And I think it's like £3 or something. If you want to download it
I'll
and
plug
keep
you,
it,
mate. I'll
just a
plug
few
you.
quid. Thanks,
I'll
mate.
plug
Thanks,
you.
mate.
Yeah.
We've got great feedback so far. This is my side project band, not my main band, and something that we did to be a little bit more political, a little bit more serious. But it's gone great. We've had loads of good feedback. So tell us what you think. This is an acoustic style song, though. This one is, so it's a lot more chilled, a bit more chilled for Christmas.
Like it.
Let's have a listen. Storms and Sunrises. Save Me. There we go. Thanks, mate.
It's all right.
Save me. Save me. Save me tonight. When all trust has disappeared and our hatred brings the evil that we feared, and our dreams they slip away. You're touching my hand when I say, save me.
you save me tonight? Save me. Save me tonight.
Save me. Save me tonight. When the world is almost over and our hearts are growing colder, you can save me. Save me tonight. Save me tonight. Won't you save me tonight? Save me. Save me. Oh. Won't you save me tonight?
Welcome back to the Anger Management Podcast Christmas special with me, Andy Stevenson.
Me, Liam Simcox.
And me, Vainsy.
Vainsy, give us a tinkle. There it is, Christmas tinkle. Love a Christmas tinkle, especially when I've had 10 pints.
Behave.
Hey. So you've just listened to my other band, my second band, Storms and Sunrises, with the song "Save Me." Guys, hit me with the judgment.
Loved it.
Ace.
Absolutely loved it before. Like I was saying before, like we've listened to it, obviously before it went live, and like for me, it's the blend of opera and like your vocals and like when your son sings as well. And like I've made no secret on this podcast that I think your son is an absolute fantastic singer.
I bet
And I'm
for-
not just
Thank
saying
you.
that, like I genuinely do believe he's fantastic.
that for you is a proud song as well. 'cause
Yeah,
you say
of
you've got your
course.
sister on it.
It
Your
is,
son,
mate. It is,
who's
mate. You won't see me dad
9-year-old,
when my
like-
dad starts tearing up and he listens to it.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
But
Talented.
it's something that's a little bit different, something that I've wanted to do for a while, because my sister is very, very talented. She's a pianist, violin player, and opera singer, and she's only 17, and she's wonderful. She's a classical musician, whereas I'm not. So the juxtaposition and the combining of the two different styles of musician, I wasn't quite sure how it was going to work,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think it sounds really
Works
good.
very well.
I'm pleased with it anyway. We've had some tremendous feedback. So all in all, I'm very pleased that was the direction I took for that song. So yeah, pleased. Again, you can find Storms and Sunrises in all the usual places. There are links on the Anger Management Facebook page and on the Anger Management YouTube page. You can just visit there and find both of my bands actually plastered all over there.
Yeah.
We're always trying to direct traffic in different
Yeah,
ways.
yeah.
You know how it works.
Just helping out like small.
Yeah, I'm not a
small bands
social
as well.
media person, but you just have to do it when you're an artist these days. You don't really have much choice. You've got to do it. So
That's my job.
I would appreciate it massively. Anybody who does want to have a listen and give us a comment or a like or anything like that. Those of you who want to send your own music in to be featured on the Anger Management Podcast, Liam will tell you right now how you can do that.
Cheers, Andy. You can get in touch with us on Facebook and on Instagram, Anger Management Studios, or you can find us on Twitter at Anger Managed Pod. Like I say, guys, just send us a message, a bit of blurb, your name, obviously, and just make sure you're on the rights to this song. Send us an MP3, WAV, anything like that. Just don't send us Spotify links, because I promise you now, we will not listen to them. They will go straight in the bin,
In the bin.
and you've wasted your time. So
I'll
yeah,
tell you the reason why, in case you're wondering, right? We have to be able to download the song to put it into our podcast, and we can't do that with a link to a streaming
Exactly.
service. Okay.
I don't know what you want us to do with it.
So you've got to value your own music enough to send us an actual MP3 or WAV. Thank
Stop
you.
being lazy. and
Yes.
just send them the
Basically.
song.
Stop being
Basically.
bone. Simple as that. Lads, in the news recently, we all know Boris.
Oh God.
Boris
Hmm.
and his mates have been having a few piss-ups, haven't they? Right? Vainsy, This pissed
Yeah,
you off
it did.
big time.
It proper pissed me off. It really did. It's just such hypocrite bastards. They are like that. What first lockdown was hard for a lot of people,
Yeah, of
wasn't it?
course.
Like, especially the first few months. Well, if I was saying that, a lot of people were like, "Hey, I'm getting paid 80% for doing fuck all." I won't lie. I was like, "Fucking hell, Sam."
I was mortified.
You were, yeah. And
I
that's,
still
that,
am.
It's in your industry.
When
it
the
was,
inevitable
like,
happens
fucked.
next week, I mean, we're locked down at the moment in my industry, but it's locked down by stealth. It is the best way I've heard it being described. We're locked down from. The government know that if they officially lock us down, they're going to have to give us some compensation,
Yeah.
right? But at this moment in time, I've had almost all my work in December. My busiest month has gone,
Yeah.
completely disappeared. So instead of having 20 gigs, I've had 4,
Bloody
right?
hell.
Gone,
Fucking hell.
everything. And it's the same for anyone in hospitality, anyone in tourism, anyone in entertainment. And we're at the point where the government know what they're doing. They know if we're locked down, they've then got to give us some form of compensation because we can't go to work. At this moment in time, you own a restaurant at the moment. Nobody's going because everyone's shit scared of dying from something that kills nobody.
Yeah.
But anyway, we won't get deep into COVID. We don't get deep into COVID on this podcast. We'll try and be more light-hearted. It did crack me up, though, how Boris Johnson and the Conservative Party, and not just the Conservative Party, all the different parties, we know full well now that they've all completely ignored their own advice, right?
Which is what fucks people off.
And you
'cause-
have to ask the question there, right? You have to ask the question of, so how scared were you then of this thing that's killing everybody? What do you know that we don't know?
Well, that's
right?
when you start going into conspiracies.
Because if
isn't it, of course?
if I'd made up rules to stop people going to work and leaving the houses because there was something that was going to kill them, and then I ignored those rules, I would definitely know something more that everybody else didn't, right? That's not conspiracy, that's logic, right?
Yeah.
And it, just like you, Vainsy, that pissed me off so fucking... I didn't see my son for fucking 6 weeks, right, when that first shit... Because he lives with me, but he just happened to be at his mother's, right? So I didn't see my son for 6 weeks, 6 fucking weeks, right? And when I saw all that shit that comes out about them twats having cheese, we're not partying. We're just having 3 bottles of wine and some cheese. That
Just make
fucking
sure
looks like a party to me, mate.
Yeah, just make sure you go out the back door.
That's it. All you need is some fucking strippers on the table, you bastards. And I sit there and I'm like, nah, that's just fucking bullshit.
I slipped over, tripped down the wine cellar, and just thought, I may as well do it while we're there.
Jolly good.
Fuck off.
You absolute knob.
So of all recent news, that one has pissed me off a lot.
Yeah.
And I love a good Christmas party, and I love a good New Year's party. I'll be honest.
Yeah. I'm always too drunk to remember.
But I don't think those will be happening this year. I don't think even a trip to the
Christmas?
pub. Even a trip to the pub. I think most people are shit scared still. And the proof's in the pudding. Proof's in the Christmas pudding.
Hey.
That people aren't going out. The reservations are being cancelled, or some people are too wanky to even bother cancelling them and just don't turn up.
Yeah.
And my shows in the last month have gone from being relatively normal to there being nobody there. There's nobody there because no one's going for a pint. Nobody's going to the restaurants. Nobody is going out because they've all been. And I said this 18 months ago, Liam, if you remember.
Yeah.
And I said, I think it might have been on the radio, and I said that eventually governments won't have to make rules about anything at all because the populations of the world will be so scared already that they will police themselves. They will make the rules for themselves. So and that is what is happening
It's like
right
a
now.
long game of chess. It's
course
very
it is.
strategic. Like, they're doing... I'm going to go into conspiracy now, and I don't really want to.
Chris
It's not
Poole
like,
isn't here.
But yeah, you don't know if... Obviously, they kept people inside for so long now, you don't know if it's like a bit of a warm-up exercise for what's to come.
Well, something in the pipeline.
You
exactly.
know what I mean? Like,
We don't know. But I wanted to get on to my own Christmas party and New Year party experiences. I had some great times over the years, lads. Absolutely great. I'll start with one. This is a bit blue even for the anger management podcast. This one is.
Bit of Bluefoot, lads.
I went. This was Christmas Eve, maybe 2007, I think, possibly. Round in Circles just formed, right? Maybe
Yeah.
maybe it was 2008, possibly. Round in Circles had just formed. And we played a Christmas Eve show at midnight, well, 11:30 till 1:30 in the morning, something like that it was.
Yeah.
Full set at the Lamplighter in Cheadle, the Lamplighter pub in Cheadle. And it was chaos. We had loads of other bands came down. There was other bands playing and everything. We were the headline band. I did the sound as well.
Bear in
And
mind, can I just say that pub's chaos without a band
Yeah,
playing,
it
so,
is.
Yeah,
It is. It's a mad pub, absolutely mad pub. It was rocking. There was loads of other musicians there, and it was fantastic. There must have been 150 people in there in a little place like that. Christmas Eve, it was mint, absolutely mint. And we rocked, and we had a dead good gig. Anyway, we didn't leave till 5 o'clock in the morning. We'd all got pissed up and everything, so I'd just had to leave all the stuff there, get it back after Christmas. So I was living with my friend Tim Rushton at the time, Fatty Tim. Shout out Tim if you're listening. Great guy. I'm the best man at his wedding next year. If he's actually allowed to get married this time. So Tim was living here with me, and we're great friends. Me and Tim are best of friends. Anyway, set off from the pub and walked about 100 yards up the road. You know, you get that feeling that there's a presence behind you, that someone's having a little look round.
Yeah. Okay.
A little look round. Couldn't see anyone. I was convinced. I was convinced.
It's Santa,
I was convinced I was
Did you
being
hear
followed. Yeah, convinced by it.
Squeal for me, boy.
Convinced by.
Why aren't you
What
in bed?
about half a mile up the road? And I says, "Youth, we'll go around this corner, and then we'll hide in the alleyway, like." So we dived in this alleyway, and then 20 seconds later, this bird fucking comes walking. She'd been watching us at the pub. I'm not going to mention names, right? Because this could be very embarrassing. So I'm not going to mention names. And she was following me and Tim, right?
On her own?
On her own. Yeah,
Okay.
we knew her. Don't get me wrong.
Okay,
we
okay.
already knew her.
Okay.
This wasn't like a bird, just some complete special brew.
Was
You know,
it
we weren't being-
Sharon?
We weren't being followed home by a can of Tennant Super, fortunately. So I turns around and let's call it Kate for argument's sake.
Sharon.
Okay, Sharon's a
Yeah.
good.
I was going to say,
we'll
you
go
go
with
for Karen. Like,
Fine, we'll go with Sharon. So I turn round and I says, What you doing, Sharon? And she pissed up. And I'm like, what are you doing, Sharon? She's
Yeah.
like, I'm coming back to your house. And
What?
I'm like, it's Christmas morning at this point.
Yeah,
lads. It's
yeah.
5 o'clock in the morning. It's coming light on Christmas morning, right? And I was like, no, you're not. Like, me and Tim are going home. Tim's going his mum's in the morning. I'm going I've got to pick Littlin up, who was about 13 at the time. So I was like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You know, normally you could probably come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
But no,
get
it's
that.
Christmas morning. She says, "Oh, I've got nowhere else to go." And she lived in Cheadle. I was like, "Well, go home." You go, "Oh yeah, but I'll wait me more." I was like, "Not coming back. You're
Don't give a shit. Like,
absolutely not coming back at all." So we walked, and she didn't leave. She followed us 20 yards behind. We come all the way through up past the High Street, up Butler's Hill. Went down Frog Hall Road, mate. She kept coming. And we were just ignoring her, but she wasn't walking with us. She was walking 20 yards. But you know, like when Gollum in Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Yeah, you do. Right, you know how he's like constantly creepily following hobbits. That's what it felt like, right? Calling myself a hobbit.
Okay,
there.
so
Good.
I'm about to say.
Shout out Fee.
Oi.
The whole hobbit. Anyway, we get up to the top. You know where the little gas unit is, where it always smells of gas up the top of Shore Park Road. You drive past and you're like, oh, is it gas smell?
Mars Rest.
Yeah, further up, right at the top of the hill here.
Yeah,
right at the top
yeah.
of the hill. So I turns round to Fatty Tim.
You
And
walked all the way from. You walked up here.
Just walk up here every
Fucking
weekend,
hell,
Friday and Saturday. Mate, I used to walk back from the place in Hanley. It used to take 4 hours. Hardcore, mate,
Thinking
hardcore.
of it gives me nightmares.
So I get
On
up.
edge of my seat here.
I get up top there, and I says to Tim, mate, we're gonna have to sort. She can't like come back.
Gonna have to sort her
We're gonna
out.
have to sort her out. And Tim says, "Oh, I'm not speaking to you. I'm going home." So I said, "Right, I'll sort it, mate. I'll sort it." So I turned round,
Right.
She followed you all this way.
grabbed hold of her, and she's pretty fit. Don't get me wrong. Right, grabbed hold of her,
Good old Sharon.
and I stripped her naked in the middle of the street, in the middle of Shawport Road, right? And I used a cat's eye as a pillar for her, like that. And I did the business right in the middle of Shawport Road at 5 o'clock in the morning on Christmas morning,
Merry
2008, right? For about 20 minutes, right? And she just...
Don't lie, it went 20 minutes.
In fact, it was cold, mate, so it did feel like a lot longer than it probably was. And I got up, and she says, right, Matt, am I going to stay at yours then? And I just looked at her, and I just legged it down the road, sprinted off. I remember getting back, Tim was already home, and Tim was like, what did you do? I was like, I just sorted her out, you know. And we were chatting for a couple of minutes before we went to bang on the door. I was like, oh, man, here we go. Bang on the window. Me and Tim just turned the lights out and pretended we weren't there.
Were it? Don't tell me it were her.
It was her, yeah. She
Fucking
followed us
hell.
all the way back from Cheadle,
So-
all the way back.
So what did she do? Did she just want a good tuppage?
Yeah.
Like she was saying to you, she wants a good tuppage.
Yeah. That was it. Proper tupping. Yeah.
That's
Well,
A
dedication,
proper
that.
Christmas tuppage.
That is a bit blue for a
Christmas
commercial
tuppage, mate.
podcast.
But it was, it's a bit blue, but I wasn't disgusting about it then.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
tried to be okay about it. But I always remember thinking, like, why would you not want to go back to your own
Yeah,
house,
that's a
your
bit
Clearly
own
wanted
family
the
and stuff
D.
like that?
Yeah.
Wanted the D.
It was weird, mate. It was weird. So that was my 2008 Christmas story. That was. It was fun and
It
games.
sounds fun.
I'm about to say, I
Yeah.
don't think I could top that at all.
It was a good night. I'll be honest. The gig was the best bit, if I'm truthful.
Not for her, though.
But anyway,
No.
she moved away not long after that. So I don't know. Maybe I just pissed her off.
Wrecking joint.
Wrecking the
Wrecking
joint
joint,
again,
yeah.
Mainsy.
Sorry.
But yeah, Christmas parties. Baines,
Oh,
any good ones?
there's a few, like, but I think Christmas, like I said earlier, Christmas Eve, for me, I love, like, there used to be a thing, like, me and my mates would all meet up round Cheadle. We'd always, like, have shirts and a Christmas tie on. And we'd try look as stupid as we could. You know, you're meeting spoons at fucking, 10 o'clock Christmas Eve.
aye.
And there was one night, my best mate, Aaron Davies, shout out Aaron. I don't know if
Shout out Aaron.
he used to live up the road from me in Cheadle and Reese Gilbert, you know Reese Gilbert.
Yeah, shout out Reese.
there was us three left, and we went to midnight mass at St Giles Church.
Fucking hell.
Right, and I don't know. Do you know what? It was actually funny because we went in and we were just being dicks, like, you know, not too dickish, but
Rowdy in a
Yeah.
Catholic
but
church.
I
Oh,
remember
God.
looking at it and then, like, blowing the fucking candles out and getting this bread and wine and stuff. And Reese had this fucking traffic cone from, like, all the way down Queen Street, and he carried it round all night.
Oh, you know it's been a good night when there's a traffic cone
know.
involved.
Oh, fucking hell.
And he put it back, and he kicked it for some reason and fell fucking straight on his arse.
Oh, my
like,
God.
And I remember that night he rode a bike back from my house, like, to Kingsley, and I just remember watching him go up past the Texaco, and he was like that, and then just kept falling off, and then there's just that many, like, last New Year's Eve, I ran outside, I went round my mate's house in Kingsley, Lauren Brandon, shout out Lauren Brandon.
Shout out.
And I remember walking outside the door, and we had all that snow, and it was like black ice everywhere.
Oh, yeah. I hate that.
And I got my iPhone, this exact one as well, no case on it, like a penis, yeah. Walked out the door, went, fell, and it was like a proper, like what you see on a film, like,
Oh,
and right, you
yeah.
could feel that. I could feel the chip still in my elbow, and my elbow wrecked for fucking days. My phone smashed, and I just got home next day, rough as fuck. And my mum and dad were like, "You must have had a good night." I got mud all up my back, and I was like, "Oh." But yeah,
I remember going for Chris. It might have been the night before Christmas Eve. I think I was about 17, and me and my mate Gaz, you know Gaz Phillips. don't you? Me and Gaz had gone to the Red Lion in Ipston's. Yeah.
cracking pub.
And I'd gone with my mum and a friend. My mum and a friend had got a taxi back about 10 o'clock, and me and Gaz stayed till kicking out time till about 2 o'clock in the morning. And we were too young to be in there. It was back then, 90s, when no one cared. Ding, 90s mentioned.
There we
there.
go. So
Okay.
it took us how long?
and we got plastered, as you do at that age,
Yeah.
because you can hack it the next day, can't you? So anyway, we walked home, and I always remember we walked back from Ipston's, and it had snowed, full ball snow.
It's always snows in Ipsons, doesn't it?
But in the old days, it used to snow proper, like proper thick snow, about 3 foot deep. And we walked back, and I remember going past some roadworks in the street, and we commandeered one of them flashing amber lights,
Yeah.
and just carried as you
I
do.
do have a story about
Commandeered
one
one of them and carried on home. Anyway, we walked all the way back and stayed at Gazzy's house, right? Gazzy's neighbour, who lived opposite, was a miserable, cantankerous old git, right? Her and her husband, I won't say the names again. I think they passed away now. Well, they will have done, definitely. But they were the kind of people who, when we played football in the street, if the ball went on the garden, they'd come out and put a knife in it. Actually put a knife. They were such miserable fuckers. They'd complain about how loud your car was, how loud you were, skating in the street. They'd complain about it, everything. Can't remember. We'd had a run-in with him the day before anyway, blah, blah, blah. So I get up in the morning at Gazzy's house. The first thing I notice is the flashing light. It's still going round in the bed. So I open my eyes and the first thing I see is a great big 6 foot wide road sign that says no smoking on it, right? With legs and everything. We must have carried this all the way back from Ipston's, mate. It's got pissed up, right? And I was like, oh, dear, what have we done? We must have done some stupid things like that. So I went to the bathroom, and I'm feeling a bit queasy, a bit hungover like. So I open the bathroom window. I'm having a pee, and slowly it dawns on me as I look across the road that on the perfectly manicured lawn of the old gits opposite, in capital letters, was written, "Fuck off, old cunts."
No.
And then 2 sets of footsteps all the way to Gazzy's back door through the snow. And I just remember hearing Gazzy's mum going, "Gareth!" And I was like, "Use them off. See you later."
Yeah, you can deal that, we said.
Legged it. Yeah.
On about-
Fuck off, old cunts. We'd written with we'd drawn with the feet. Yeah.
On about stealing stuff when you're drunk, and my mum, she'll watch this straight away, and she'll start, no doubt. Hi, Patty. Shout out, Patty.
Shout out, Patty.
Every time me and Aaron Davies used to get pissed, we'd bring something home. Every time. And we used to drink in the Swan, and I used to live next door to the Huntsman. There were coffee signs. It was one night I carried home a massive MOT sign from and I don't. My mum went to me and they say, "How the friggin'
Have you bought a wagon for bringing that
And it was
back?
heavy as fuck. This thing was, and she was like, "Get that away from the house." And I was like, "Fucking hell, fight!" Like,
Where am I going to put this?
yeah, but just I could go on for that. Some of the stuff I used to bring back, like,
I can imagine it, mate.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Hey, them were the best days. Getting absolutely lathered.
Lads, we're going to have another song. I wanted to play a track by someone we have featured on the Anger Management podcast before, and that's Billy Liberator. Can you remember Billy Liberator?
From season 1?
Season 1, and I think he's from up Liverpool way,
Yeah.
Billy. You can hear it in his twang when you listen to him sing. He sent me a new. It's from Pete Cole. Pete Cole, you remember Pete?
Oh,
Pete,
yeah,
who
Pete
sent
was
us a lot of
great
stuff.
last
And
season.
Pete had asked me to feature Billy again because he's had some new stuff come out. So I did promise Pete we would play him. So I've chosen an acoustic song this time from Billy to try again to fit in with a bit more of a seasonal a seasonal
Chilled.
kind of vibe. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So this song is called "Do I Know You," but it's the acoustic version. And it's very folky. It's a very folky sounding song, and I think it's fantastic. I have had a listen to it. It's my kind of thing, my kind of chilled thing. Again, I'll give you a quick bit of blurb about Billy. Upbeat acoustic tunes in a folkish vein with punk, new wave, and pop influences underpinning everything. I think that sums Billy up pretty well.
Short, sweet, simple.
Short and sweet. Very much like me.
Ah.
So
Ding.
let's have a listen, guys. This is Billy Liberator. Do I Know You? The acoustic version. See how it goes.
One last stand on a faraway plain, waiting on a disputant that never came. 10,000 to a man, exiled in the sand. Backs to the wall on a slender spit of land. You gotta fight like a boy, you wanna run like a man. On the ropes again, the horizon feels the same. Are you thinking back to Liverpool? The ships as they sailed into the blue. What did you see that day? How could you know? Oh, 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 do I know you will meet, I guess, under skies of clear blue. Boy to man, do I know you? Do I know you? The days will rise, governed, renewed. Boy to man, do I know you? Another descent through the gorse and fern. One last march until the 8-mile turn. Roses in the road, fever in the bones. Boxcars sweeping through the hills at night, riding headlong into the morning light. 10,000 for the ride, 100,000 by your side. And are you thinking back to Liverpool? The ships as they sailed into the blue. What did you see that day? How could you know? Oh, 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 do I know you will meet, I guess, under skies of clear blue. Boy to man, do I know you? Do I know you? The days will rise, governed, renewed. Boy to man, do I know you? If I should die in a combat zone, box me up and ship me home. If I should die and still come home, lay me where the rose is sown. Tender moans in the early morning light. The stars pale out, disappear from sight. The silence of a hill where voices carry still. The story of a boy so long gone from view. The tale of a fire and the flames you push through. Ready for the ride, 100,000 by your side. And are you thinking back to Liverpool? The ships as they sailed into the blue. What did you see that day? How could you know? Oh, 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 do I know you will meet, I guess, under skies of clear blue. Boy to man, do I know you? Do I know you? The days will rise, governed, renewed. Boy to man, do I know you? Do I know you? Do I know you? Do I know you?
Welcome back to the Anger Management Podcast Christmas Special. With me, Andy Stevenson.
Me, Liam Simcox.
And me, Vainsy.
There we go.
Just tickling
Absolutely
the bells.
stellar, lads.
Every
That
time I
was
do
a
that.
great little link. That was. That was Billy Liberator with "Do I Know You," the acoustic version. Love it, absolutely love it. It's almost like a bit of Paul McCartney in your studio. It's fantastic, love it. Very folky, very chilled. Billy, fantastic, mate. Thanks for letting us play your music again. And Pete, thanks for sending it over. You guys can all check out Billy in the usual places, Facebook and all that jazz. If you want to send us your music, Liam will once again remind you how that can be done.
Cheers, Andy.
It's all
You
right,
can
mate.
find us on social media on Facebook and Instagram, Anger Management Studios, or you can find us on Twitter, Anger Management Pod. Like I say, common sense, guys. Just send us a message with an MP3 or a WAV. Don't send us Spotify links, and please own the rights to your music.
Absolutely stellar there, mate.
Practiced.
I would also like to tell people about our new mini-series on
yes.
on YouTube, which is called Anger Management
Therapy.
Sessions. Oh, we
Ooh,
did that
yes.
well, didn't we?
Oh,
man?
I
That was
know.
good. Anger Management Therapy Sessions. It's just basically some short videos that me and Liam have been doing over the last couple of weeks. Anything that tickles our fancy,
Yeah.
and we start thinking about or even ranting about, we get the camera out and
Just
just film it.
go away.
I've got a ludicrous hat on most of those videos.
Mine's in the car.
One
90%.
I'm in hospital, looking like death.
Yeah,
I
that
think.
was good. That
But check them out. It does give you an idea of some of the subjects we are going to address on the Anger Management podcast later in the week. So if you want to get on to YouTube and watch a few of them, give us a like, give us a comment if you want, and you can also buy us a brew.
Oh, Andy.
Did
like
you,
that.
Did you forget one, mate?
I did that, mate. I forgot that completely.
The buyers a brew. The buyers a brew. What's the word?
Initiative?
I'm looking for? Initiative.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Something like that. We'll go with
initiative, I
that.
like
It sounds
that.
fancy.
Well, the buyers a brew program.
Yeah, okay.
It's basically just donating money to the Anger Management podcast, because every single penny that we do get donated goes back into the podcast to pay for things like our lovely studio lights and these cracking microphones, and to bung Vainsy 50 quid just for coming on.
There we
No,
go.
not
Yeah,
really.
I forgot about that, you know. You still owe me a $5 from last time.
Oh.
Do I? Sorry, mate. Sorry about that. But yeah, we appreciate every single donation that is made, and it's Christmas, so give generously, you bastards.
Yeah, please. Thanks.
Hey!
We love you, really.
Guys, I wanted to do our regular section of the podcast, which is the weekly woke watch.
Oh, this is a
I feel
popular
like you should
section.
have some sort of jingle.
Yeah,
then,
a
but-
jingle.
We need
yeah,
to
yeah.
make one. I'll make one.
Make one up.
will.
Have it some kind of weird, rabid, fake liberal screaming or
Optimus
something like that.
Prime back-esque. It's the weekly woke watch.
What is it
on
this
the,
time?
on the Anger Management podcast?
What's the work watch?
He's
Guys,
back.
I'm going to start the weekly woke watch off with, strangely, a positive news story. Positive.
What?
Yes, indeed.
Is this a Christmas miracle?
Christmas miracles do happen, and this year it has happened in the form of Spider-Man No Way Home, right? We did discuss this before we started recording this evening. Vainsy's actually seen it,
Yeah.
so we're not going to put any spoilers out there
It's
for
fucking
anybody.
amazing.
I am absolutely ecstatic that this film is doing well, because it's the first film out of Hollywood in a shitload of time that has got no woke bullshit going on. None whatsoever.
And funnily
There's-
enough, it's amazing.
It's amazing, and it sold 9 gazillion tickets and made an absolute boatload of money.
52 million
It's
on
the
first
sec-
day.
the
also.
second-
It's the third. It's the
It's
third.
become the second biggest ever opening week, grossing
Was it?
opening
Oh,
week.
it might
That's
be
what
the
I
second.
read. That's what I read earlier. And a lot of this, I believe that a lot of film goers and movie audiences are so fucking fed up with having the woke agenda rammed down the throats at every available opportunity, right?
The message.
All the fucking time. It's political correctness constantly all the time. And Hollywood and filmmakers have completely lost track of the fact that 99.999% of us don't give a fuck what colour someone's skin is, what sexuality someone is, what gender someone is, what religion or race. We don't fucking care. How many times do we reiterate
I
this
know,
on this
all the
podcast? We don't fucking care. When I watch a movie or I watch a TV show, I want good characters and I want good storylines. That's
Simple.
it. That's
Simple.
it, guys.
Yep.
That's
Don't
it.
want anything else. Don't fucking care.
I will say,
I
though-
don't want a cast that is purposefully as diverse as possible. So something that somebody makes a film that's set in Cheadle, right? And yet you've got a guy from Mongolia, you've got a guy from Sri Lanka, you've got a guy from the Outer Hebrides, you've got a transsexual
From Barnsley.
from Barn. It's just mad. Absolutely. You
Get through that
don't
now.
need to shoehorn
know.
all this bullshit in all the fucking time. You don't need to ram a political message down our throats. We don't want it. We don't care. We'll turn the news on or fucking Facebook if we want that bullshit, right? I want good characters. I want superhero films. I want them to stay true to the comics,
Yep.
right? So
Yeah.
if a superhero or even a minor character is a straight white man, right? Cast him as a straight white man, right? If you want a transsexual black person, right, as a character, right, make a new character and
Yeah,
make them
yeah,
a
simple as
transsexual
that.
black person. I don't care. I've got no issue with it whatsoever. But give the transsexual black community enough fucking credit to make an actual character. Write them a character. Write that person a new character
Yeah, I
right
agree.
there. Right? Don't take Mary Jane Parker and turn her into a black transsexual.
DC Comics have actually
Yeah.
made a new Son of Krypton that is gay.
Well, there we-
I've seen
and
it.
there we
and
go.
he's Indian.
I've seen it.
He's got
Gay and Indian.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Why?
But
Why?
didn't they do that with
Why-
Superman,
why-
though? Didn't they make Superman gay? Or something like that not too long ago?
Deadpool is originally he's not gay, he's bisexual. He'll go with anything.
That's what's up with
That's
that?
what he is in the comics.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Well, there we go. That's
Well,
fine.
that's
then.
sticking to
Hey.
the original source
Let's-
Yeah,
material.
let's
he's
not
not in
ma-
the films, is he?
Yeah.
Why don't we just stick to the original premise of these characters, right? James Bond will be next, guys. I'm telling you, I absolutely guarantee James Bond in the next James Bond film will not be a straight white British man, right? Because those are the four things
Yeah.
that are the root of all evil, right? So us, basically, right? And I don't understand. And again, people can fucking say I'm racist. They can say whatever the fuck they want, but you're fucking wrong. I'm the opposite of racist because I don't fucking care. I just want new characters for new people. Do you understand
It's
what
like
I'm
many
saying?
times we've said this on this podcast, don't we, Andy? It's like you are what you are at the end of the day, but like if you're forcing your views, your opinions, your beliefs, your sexual preferences onto us, that makes you in the wrong.
Exactly.
Not you. If you're gay, bi, transgender, or you identify as a fucking wheelie bin,
Don't matter.
that's
Don't
your
care.
choice. Like I'm happy for you, mate. Like fair play
Well,
to
I'm
you.
not
good
even
luck.
happy for it because
But-
I don't care for him.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
what-
care.
But you don't need to force it on us.
Because I believe that what colour or race or gender or what it doesn't define who you are
No,
as a
exactly
fucking
not.
person, right?
Yeah.
So I don't care what you are. I don't fucking care. What I do care about is taking characters that I love from different media universes, right, and fucking them up. Right? I don't want them to be fucked up. I don't want them to be how they should be. And
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I say,
yeah.
if you want somebody to be a fucking half Geordie black alien fucking
Santa Claus.
monster from write it as a new character. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, exactly.
Just do it as a new fucking character.
There we
Was
go.
that half Geordie?
Oh, I don't know what I was coming out with.
No,
then.
that was you were on a roll there.
Fuck
Yeah.
knows. I was struggling there, but it's crackers, lads. So my weekly woke watch for this week is that I am so glad that Spider-Man is doing well because they've dispensed with all the fucking
Love it.
bullshit,
Love
and
it.
everybody has come out in the droves and voted with the feet. There we go. It's got universally good reviews because it simply concentrates on paying homage to fans of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
A good story, good characters. That's it. That's
Yeah, yeah.
all we want.
it's fucking amazing.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go,
Oh, I need to go
Hollywood.
and
That's
watch
how
it.
you do.
I
There
need to
you
go
go,
and watch it.
world. Crack on.
I did cry 3 times for it.
Is it
What a
that?
guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of tearjerkers in it. And then there's been times I was like, fucking hell, yes, get in. Like, you,
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
say,
yeah.
it's dead nostalgic. Like, obviously, we were a lot younger than Steve here. Like, when
Oh,
the
well.
first Spider-Man came out, like,
Bastard.
but no, honestly, I would literally go back and I'd go watch it again. I went on my own on Saturday night.
I
Like,
remember-
I would.
I remember the original Spider-Mans from the 70s.
Yeah,
I do.
yeah.
So they'd be. I had a couple of them on VHS in the early 80s, and it was literally a bloke in a Halloween costume swinging on a white rope. So you'd see him
Videos,
like come
Jesus.
down off a building, and you'd be like, I could make that drop. It's 5 foot
Yeah.
off a rope, like you're in the gym at school. You know what I mean?
You're fine.
But yeah, Spider-Man, thank you for making that film. Yeah, really, really pleased. Liam, did you have a woke watch for this week?
Funnily enough, Andy, it comes back to not the last episode of the Angry Merch podcast, the one before, and I think it was Joe Allen that was on the show at the time. And
Shout out Joe.
yeah, and it was talking.
Real Joe Allen.
The real Joe Allen. The Welsh Perlo, as he used to say.
Warrington Warrior.
Warrington Warrior.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, and he was talking about it way back then, a few months ago, about the decline in comedy. And obviously,
Yeah.
we live in a world where there's, it's woke and the message needs to be implemented in everything, and you can't say this and you can't say that. And Joe,
Even fact, you can't
Yeah,
say fact.
yeah, and like-
never mind comedy.
and Joe was very concerned about it. And then I think it's a politician or someone like that that's come out this week and just reiterated what Joe was saying on the podcast 4 months ago. And it's like, I mean, fair enough if she listens to that
probably
podcast.
watches the podcast.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
probably
he's definitely
does.
done that,
Buys a
on
brew.
a way
buys a
down,
brew.
on a way down in street.
Yeah.
Puts podcast on and says, right, there's me material for today.
That's it, sorted. But yeah, and it's right though. It's right, and like what we were saying a few months ago, and she's come out today and says like it's the woke brigade or whatever you want to call it of like touching on comedians and stuff like that, and they can't say this and they can't say that, and I do feel for upcoming comedians. I do feel for
Well, I think it's the hardest job in the world,
Yeah.
being a
Must be an
stand-up
hard-
comedian.
Yeah.
It must be an hard job to get into.
So you imagine
Exactly.
imagine being a stand-up comedian now, where it's that hard still, but you can't actually tell any jokes either.
And
know
like
what I mean?
surely
Yeah,
comedians as
yeah.
well. Like I don't know. I've never been one, but like surely you must pass by the stage manager or whoever it may be, what material you're going to be talking about,
Yeah, but I don't
and it's
really-
up to them to be like, well, you can't say this or you can't say that, and then you've gone from having 100% of your material down to 40% in a 2-hour slot. It's not going to
Bonkers.
work.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. And for me, that guys is
And it's only going south, Liam,
it's
as well. That's the
exactly. It's
problem.
only going to get worse, and like we were just saying, like I do feel for comedians that like have got it hard, and that same like performers and bands and musicians, they've got to earn their living as well. And if they can't go on stage and do their act or
Yeah.
gig or whatever that may be, they're going to be stuck in square one.
Shocking. It's a bad time for people at the moment. And Christmas can perk us up a lot some of the time. I
Yeah.
think that is when, even though I'm not a religious person, I'm not a big Christmas person, it can really, really help people. But conversely, I wanted to get on to something you wanted to talk about, Vainsy, which Christmas can also have the opposite effect
Yeah.
sometimes with people. Christmas can be a very, very lonely and difficult time for some people.
Yeah.
Vainsy, this is something you wanted to touch on. Tell us a little bit.
It is, yeah. Obviously, the whole world is like discovering mental health is more popular nowadays, and it's you see things about men get sad too and stuff like that. Now, like recently, I've had a tough time, like and I know people that have as well. But what I wanted to get on about is about obviously it's something that everyone goes on about, speaking out. Now,
Yeah, of course.
me personally, like the past couple of years, my head's been like all over the place, and I've been on antidepressants and stuff like that. And I've done like at the start of this year, I started counselling. Now, personally, it took me 18 months to actually agree to do it. But,
Yeah, but at least
like,
you've got to that.
personally, me,
point.
if anyone who suffers or not can get like the chance to do counselling, I'd think everyone should have counselling. I think it's like
as a
Yeah,
basic.
it should be a basic
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I was just about to
because
say,
it does teach you how to do. Because everyone gets down,
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely, mate.
like the state he's been in late. I didn't think he was alive. Like a couple of weeks ago. Like, I'm joking. I know you're like that. But yeah, so it's like with the whole mental health thing. It's whoever listens to this, you might have Ugandan people that suffer with it, and you probably will everywhere
Or
in the
Canadians or whatever that may be.
everywhere in the world. It's-
Barnsley.
Barnsley.
We've always been huge proponents of
We have.
mental health
have.
on the Anger Management podcast and on our radio show,
Mm.
Liam. And we're not professionals
No, of
at the
course
end of
not.
the day. All we can offer is an ear, really.
Yeah.
And we will say again, as we've said many times, anybody who is struggling during the festive period, we know it can be a shit time, especially if you're on your own, or maybe you haven't got access to your children, or your health's poor, or you've lost a loved one, or you're really, really skint as everybody puts the pictures on Facebook with the presents piled up the side of their house.
For little Timmy.
And you haven't got a fucking pot to piss in,
Yeah, yeah.
right? It can be a very, very stressful time. And all we can offer is an ear. You can get in touch with us, with me and Liam.
Exactly,
Yeah.
In a multitude of places. You can drop us a comment. You can drop us a message. You can request a subject that we talk about, and anything that we can help with. I know it's not much, but we are here to do what we can.
Yeah.
I've suffered with mental health,
Same.
particularly the last 2 years. I have to be honest, I'm not one of these people that claimed, oh, I'm this, that, or the other, but my mental health has deteriorated a lot in the last 2 years thanks to the madness of COVID and the restrictions placed on us. I've always classed myself as quite a strong person mentally.
Yeah.
And the last 2 years have taken it out of me. And if they're taking it out of me, I can only imagine what they've done to people who've struggled with their mental health in before COVID ever happened. So all I can say, guys, is let us know if there's something we can talk about or something we can say or do to help you.
Yeah.
Get in touch.
Same, guys.
We'll help.
Like I say, we do laugh and we do joke and we do take the piss and have banter and things like that. But
don't get in touch if you can't having the piss taken out of you. Honestly, we're not the right people.
No, but we are big advocates for mental health and especially for like men as well, because we sort of feel like it's not spoke about enough. And there's always this macho bullshit of man up and bottle your things in.
And don't get me wrong, guys. Sometimes I think we do need to. I have to tell myself that as well. Sometimes you have to sit there and you have to go, I feel shit, but you know what? I've got other people that are relying on me. I've got my children or my wife or my family. And sometimes you've got to say, I feel like tossing at the moment, but I'm going to fucking get through it. Because no one helps you. No one gets through it for you. You have to do it.
Yeah. You've got to help yourself.
You have.
Of course.
That's like...
I'm a firm believer, Vainsy, that if you've got to put yourself first. And I know
and there's
people,
a way of being selfish.
Exactly.
But it's a right way. And
people will listen to this and think, oh, that's selfish and stuff like that. But the way I see it is, if you can't look after yourself, how can you look after anyone else?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And that's a very bold statement. What my dad says, and he's always said to me, if you can't look after yourself, how the fuck do you expect to look after anyone else? And that's
and it's a fair point. And I'm a firm believer, and I stand by it, Vainsy, and I'm sure you'll understand. But
you're sure from Yorkshire.
That's it, man. But
aren't all Yorkshire people racist, or is that just cricketers?
If you're from Barnsley,
if you're a Yorkshire cricketer, you're racist.
Well, obviously, guys, and I think obviously with this podcast as well, and I think if it puts a smile on one person's face, or you listen to this and it makes you laugh, or it makes you chuckle, or it makes you think, you know what, that's brightened up my day, then we've done our job.
It's
we've
worth
done our
it.
bit.
It's worth it.
End of the day.
I think it's one of the reasons that I get so much out of doing this podcast is we do have quite a few people listen to it over the different platforms, and I like to think that we're not professionals. We're not on BBC Radio 1 or anything like that. But I like to think that the feedback we get, and I've had a lot of messages of people saying brightened up my day. It's cheered me.
Same.
Just from Vainsy. Vainssy's messaged me so many times saying, I've had the podcast on in the van. It's brightened me up.
I've been at work driving round, and do I have a fucking right giggle? You two knobheads fucking talking shit all the time.
And it's like people look forward to it, and like yourself, Vainsy, like amount of messages we've had since we asked you to come on. I've been like, I can't wait to be back. I'm looking forward to it. And I think, and that's the effect that with like I personally like to think that we have on people. And like if you are really struggling and like our handsome mugs and our soothing vocals aren't enough, there are professionals out there that you can get help from, and there are numbers that you can call. There are people you can contact.
You just have to wait 6 months to get an appointment unless you've got COVID.
But
That's the only problem.
But just give them a call, and I'm sure they can help.
It's always worth a call. Like it's basically messages. Don't be afraid to reach out. Because
I've done it.
When you don't reach out, things get worse. Don't they?
I did it last year.
You had a struggle last year, didn't you?
Yeah,
Liam,
I did.
with
And
stuff?
like I don't suffer with depression or anxiety or anything like that. I get stressed, but who doesn't? And like last year, at the height of lockdown, I think it was, and we touched on this on a previous podcast episode, and I felt suicidal.
Yeah.
And in my life, in 29 years of being on this planet, I've never in my life felt suicidal. Not once.
And there you go. That's what the state of the world
And that's just
has done to somebody who's otherwise mentally healthy.
Exactly,
Liam.
exactly. But and like I said, Vainsy, I had to look at myself and I was snapping at my girlfriend, and I'm not an aggressive person or anything like that. You guys know me, and I'm just. And you've got to put yourself first and look at what you've got. Don't look at what could happen. Look at what you've got. And that's what I did. And I'm like, I've got my elf, I've got my mates, I've got an house, I've got a girlfriend that loves me and adores me. I've got a family.
Shit hair.
I've got, yeah, cheers, mate. And my family are all still here, so I can't be. And a lot of people don't have that, you know. And I think it's
a lot of people have got nothing.
exactly.
Liam. A lot of people have got nothing in life, and you know, I'm not one of these people who will play the fiddle for everybody, because
No, of course not.
I'm a
no.
believer that almost every situation in your life has been caused by your own decisions.
Yeah, of course.
Right? And that, you know, that doesn't make it right, and it doesn't make it fair, and it doesn't make it difficult. But sometimes we need, as individuals, like you guys say, is to put yourself first.
You have.
Put yourself first a little bit and say, okay, I'm here at this point in the road because of the different paths I've travelled down. That's where I'm at. But in front of me, I've got a million other paths that I can
Exactly.
take, all the decisions I make. So I can get myself out of feeling like I do, or at least feel better than I do. You might never be perfect, but you can put things in place to make you feel better.
It's a temporary issue, though, isn't it, Andy? That you might feel shit like that at that moment in time, but tomorrow's a new day.
Tomorrow's a new day, and also it's never promised.
No, exactly.
So, you know.
And like I say, a lot of people don't have that, and I've come across people that have been suicidal, and like there's been many times when I've seen people standing on bridges and police have had to cordon area off and things like that, and it's horrible to see. It's terrible.
And if you are at that point, please just drop the anger management podcast a message, and we'll try and talk you off that bridge if you can.
Just
mind
give
you, knowing us, they listen to us and jump.
Fucking
you know.
hell. I don't want to listen to that
Don't
Liam
wanna listen to
Simcox's
them,
voice
That's
again.
the reason I'm up here, them bastards.
The thing is, like, an effect as well, because when you can be that bad, you don't realise what effect it can have on families and friends.
of course.
Absolutely,
Because
mate.
mental health, you might have yourself like as a person, but it doesn't just affect you; it affects your family as well. If they know what you're going through, or you know, they worry, don't they? Like,
Yeah, of course
obviously.
they do, yeah.
Absolutely, mate.
And like I say,
Um,
even if you don't want to ring professionals, just ring a family member or a friend or a work colleague or anyone that you know will help or will listen to you.
On that note, Liam, just before we move on to our final song of the Anger Management Podcast Christmas special, just refresh everybody where they can get in touch with us if they are feeling a bit blue or a bit down.
Yeah, you can find us on Facebook and on Instagram, Anger Management Studios, or you can send us a cheeky little message on Twitter, Anger Manage Pod. Like I say, guys, we'll do our best to get back in touch with you. And if you just want to have a chat, get stuff off your chest, let us know how you feel.
You can even come on the show if that make you feel better.
There you go. And we're not professionals or anything like that, but we do try and put a smile on people's faces, and we do try and have a laugh while doing it, and we do try and help each other in the studio while we're doing the podcast.
Absolutely. It's time for our final song, guys. You know what it is.
Oh,
It's the mighty Round in Circles. My band, we released our brand new album yesterday. Yesterday, lads, just before Christmas, in time to fill your digital stockings. Yes.
oh, you animal.
It's called, the album is called Life 1, Round in Circles 0. Yeah? Okay. The song I'm going to play is Liam's favourite. Liam has bought the record. Thanks, pal.
Yes.
Give me one of them.
Love
Thank
it.
you, there.
Absolutely love it, man.
His favourite track off the record is a song called Never Say Die.
Yeah.
And again, this song is actually co-written with my little boy. He was only 8 at the time.
Wow.
We wrote it last year. And he does the backing vocals all the way through the song. So this is Liam's favourite track.
I love this song.
Off
This
the
is
album.
great.
Guys, if you can get onto the streaming platforms and have a listen to this song, it's on YouTube as well, along with the rest of the album. Leave us a comment. It's in all the usual places. We've had some absolutely stellar feedback and a lot of plays so far for a local band. You know, we're not Taylor Swift, but you know what I mean. So we're absolutely buzzing from it at the moment. There's a lot of hard work went into it. We actually finished recording. I actually finished because I've mixed and produced the album as well. It was finished at the beginning of April 2020.
Wow.
So we've
Been a
had to
while.
wait this long because we haven't been allowed to go out and play the songs and tour the album, you see. So we've waited and waited and waited, and we've got to the point now where it seems like everything's going to be locked down again. So we've just thought, fuck this, we're going to put it out. We've put a song called Hit the Ground out as a single as well, which has an accompanying video that you can check out on YouTube, which is, again, self-produced. It's all out there. Please have a listen. Let us know what you think.
Show it some love.
This song is called Never Say Die
I love it.
by Round in Circles.
great.
Thanks, man.
Oh, mate. I'm excited.
Let's have a listen.
It's taking me over, political joker. I'm running in circles, lagging behind. Another injustice blowing my mind. It's getting me nowhere. How do we get here? I'm sick and I'm tired of what we've become. Defending ourselves from bullies and scum. Ask me what we're doing here. It's our time. We gotta take a stand. You gotta take my hand. When we struggle to get out of a bed sometimes, running it over in our heads all night. Gotta stand up tall and never take the fall. When the pulling gets under with ambitious lies, pulling gets under, we never say die. It's killing me softly, hypocritical, costly. Opinions respect a rational head, promoting free speech and winding up dead. Ask me what we're doing here. It's our time. We gotta take a stand. You gotta take my hand. When we struggle to get out of our bed sometimes, running it over in our heads all night. We gotta stand up tall and never take the fall. When the pulling gets under with ambitious lies, pulling us under, we never say die. We never say die. We just want to believe. Yeah, we just want to believe. We just want to forget when it's harder to breathe. We want to believe. We gotta take a stand. You gotta take my hand. When we struggle to get out of our bed sometimes, running it over in our heads all night. We gotta stand up tall and never take the fall. When the pulling gets under with ambitious lies, pulling us under, we never say die. We never say die. We never say die. We never say die. We never say die.
Welcome back to the Anger Management Podcast Christmas special, where you've just heard the mighty Round in Circles and a song from their new album. Liam,
Never Say Die.
Never Say Die.
Absolutely love that song.
Thank you, mate. It's me, Andy Stevenson.
Me, Liam Simcox.
And me, Vainsy.
But Super Vainsy back.
Super Vains.
Guys, hit me with it. Hit me with your judgment.
Love it. You know, you already know
I
my
already know
feelings
you,
on
yeah.
it. You already know mine.
Vainsy.
It's a proper Blink vibe, isn't it? You know, it's that proper pop punky sort of. Sounds like you should be from California. Or
I
something,
wish
you
I
know?
was from
Yeah.
California, mate.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm from Cheadle.
Cheadle.
Well, I'm actually not from Cheadle, you know.
say
I'm
you
not that bad. But yeah, thanks, guys. Liam, I know you do love that song.
Yeah, it's great.
But like I say, my little boy features in that song. He's got a songwriting credit as well, and I love that track. I think it's absolutely great. I wrote it at the start of last year. before COVID happened. Would
Bloody
you
hell.
believe? So it's not actually anything. It was just a commentary, a little bit on people not letting each other speak,
Full-on
basically.
happy, genuine song.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I think the message, getting back to what we were saying about mental health in the last segment, the message of that song is very, very much never say die. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what's going on, how shitty things might be at any one moment in your life. You've got to have that enough about you
Yeah.
to say, I never say die, no matter how
Don't
crap it may
back
be.
down. You've got to keep going.
And that's it. And that's the message of that song. You can find Round in Circles on the Anger Management YouTube channel. You can find links on our Facebook page and Twitter page. We do try and link the two together because obviously it's my band. So you can check us out in all the usual streaming places. You can listen to the album, you can listen to the single, or you can even check out our brand new video. Not for that song, but for another song off the record called Hit the Ground. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. And yeah, I'm chuffed with it.
Mate,
I'm
I
very
fucking
happy.
love it.
So, guys, we're nearly at the end of the show.
Christmas
It's
is over
almost
now,
Christmas time.
Christmas is
man.
over.
Yeah, it's over
mate.
for me now. Yeah, that's it now.
I always try to end every single podcast with a question, a little teaser question for you guys to answer, and we give an opinion, and we sometimes put a little vote to our lovely listeners and viewers. So we will start first of all with last week's Graham poll.
Yes.
Liam,
We were
what happened? Fill us a little bit of background on
well,
last week.
in last week's episode with Luke the Hammer Gordon,
The Hammer.
we were discussing Christmas songs, and we all picked our most hated Christmas songs. But which out of the three that you're about to hear is the worst? You obviously had Andy's choice with Wham! Last Christmas. You had Luke Gordon with Paul McCartney and Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time. And then you had me, Liam Simcox with Geraldine McQueen, Once Upon a Christmas.
That's the Peter Kay one.
That's the
isn't
Peter
it?
Kay one, yeah. So
Before you give us the answers,
yeah,
let's
Veins it.
ask Super Veins out of the three. First of all, tell us what your least favourite is altogether.
Least favourite?
Yeah, that's what we'd gone for. Most hated Christmas song. Because we hate most of them, we'll be honest.
I hate Mariah Carey.
All I Want
All
for
I
Christmas.
Want.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
It's like, do you want a song is just over
it is
fucking
despisable,
played,
yeah,
and-
it is. It
she
is.
earns like
Fucking
5 or 6
Jesus.
million in that
and
1
y-
month.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. It's like
But for
Bublé,
me,
innit?
if it nah.
If you had to choose one of the three, Geraldine McQueen, Wham, and Paul McCartney.
He's got to be Wham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Liam.
It has,
I can
like-
reveal live on the Christmas special of the Anger Management podcast that the most hated.
Hang on.
This is a first.
Indeed.
This is a first. Oh, hang on. Basie's getting his.
Jingle,
Do the jingle.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
The most hated Christmas song
Come on,
with
George.
40% of the vote is Last Christmas by Wham.
Yes. Absolutely.
And mine and
Absolutely.
Luke's came in at 30% each.
Well
so,
done,
it was-
well done, public. You
Yeah.
have voted correctly on that. Thank you.
It was a tight one.
It was, you said.
Hey, ding.
So
Yeah.
we're going to keep on a Christmas theme for this week, obviously, with our question, and our Graham poll is going to be about our question. We're going to put forth our ideas, and you guys can choose who you agree with. I'm going to ask you,
Ooh.
what is the greatest Christmas film of all time? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's a tough one.
I know mine
Liam
straight away.
Simcox, I'm coming to you first.
On the spot.
I'm going to go for, because to me it just feels the most Christmassy, Miracle on 34th Street
Okay.
with...
Sell it to us.
I can't,
Sell that
you
film
know
to
what?
us.
I was-
Doesn't take that much selling, really.
I know, I mean,
just,
come
just
on.
you know,
Is it
it's
Richard
very
Attenborough?
fucking Christmassy.
It's about Santa Claus, and it's got the
Is it-
guy out of Jurassic Park
Yeah,
in it.
Richard
so...
Attenborough.
Yeah, there you
David
go.
Attenborough's
David
brother.
Attenborough's
Yeah.
brother. So, yeah, check it out. It's fantastic.
And Matilda. The girl
Oh,
who plays
yeah,
Matilda,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It was. It's either that or...
So why does it make you feel? Why does that film make you feel
I
so
don't know.
good,
It's just
Liam?
because it's like...
Did you watch it when you were? Is it
yeah.
The
So when-
right age.
Yeah,
for you?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. And I was like early 90s, and it's all Christmas decorations, and it has a heartfelt message, and it's about believing in Santa Claus, and like, oh, it's great. But it was either that or on the flip side of things, on the more wackier side
No,
of things.
no. We don't want to until the rest of us have spoken.
Okay,
We don't
come back
want
to
to
me.
hear.
Come back to
We're
me.
not hedge betting here.
Come back to
right?
me.
You could come back
You might
to
even say what mine is. but
Well,
go on.
exactly.
Sorry.
So Vainsy, we're going to come to you next.
Mine is 100% Scrooged.
God.
And
There we go.
I love Bill Murray. He's
Gone
my
for it.
favourite actor.
He is
That's what I was
fantastic,
about to
Bill
say.
Murray.
But
is.
it's more the story behind Scrooge, isn't it? Because, you know, he's a miserable bastard who's got,
CEO,
you know, he's
innit,
not
and he
short
just-
of a penny,
yeah.
but he's just that bitter and stuff. And, you know, he realises, you know, it's not all bad. And I love the story of
heartwarming
Ebenezer
story,
Scrooge.
yeah,
it is,
So,
it
and
is.
I think as Bill Murray in a modern, I won't say modern day now, but like, you know,
Yeah, contemporary.
and
Yeah,
I love that film. Like, yeah. So that's it for me.
It's-
Yeah,
That was
Scrooge,
my
Scrooge,
other one.
Scrooge.
That was my other one.
that's good. For me, there's only one clear winner.
The
right?
Grinch.
No.
Love
no.
Actually.
No, the greatest
Santa.
Christmas film ever is
Oh.
Home Alone.
Yeah.
By
Good film.
far
How
and
the
away.
fuck did we miss
And
that?
the reasons are, right, I spent probably 2 years of my life as a 9, 10, 11-year-old kid desperately wanting to be Kevin McAllister because when that came out, I was 10, the same as Kevin McAllister.
Setting their
right?
burglars up.
Setting my dad up, basically. Not burglars. I spent 2 years trying to hit my dad with paint cans on strings
Tarring the
and putting all
floors.
my micro machines on the stairs. And my dad falling over everywhere and my mum saying, pick these bloody machines up off the floor. I swear down, honestly, I think it's horrible now thinking about it, but I would gladly have hit my dad in the face with an iron.
Can we have
just
that on
so
a
I could have-
t-shirt?
Just so
Okay,
I could have
say,
pretended I was Kevin McAllister.
Can we have that on a t-shirt, on a mug? I'd have gladly hit my dad with a
Honestly,
paint can.
he was my hero, and I absolutely loved the sequel where he's in New York as well.
Yeah.
That's awesome
Yeah.
as well. Absolutely awesome. But the first one, just when I was a 10-year-old kid, the thought of being in that massive house they live in because his dad's a lawyer or something. And
They all just fuck off and leave him.
yeah. And he wakes up in the morning, and I remember watching it for the first time at the cinema and just thinking, this is a dream come true. Can you imagine being in that house with all that fucking room and all that stuff? Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I really did.
And did you know it's...
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
I was just about to say, did you know it's still the most quoted Christmas film of
Really?
all time?
Really?
With what you've just said, it's still
Keep
there.
the change, you filthy
Even though it's
animal.
not from that movie, but still.
I watched Bad Santa 2 the other day.
Oh, I haven't
and
seen that.
I thought I was pissing myself at it.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't
It's,
seen
it's
any
better
of
than
them.
the first.
I
It's
haven't-
better
oh,
than
I
the
haven't
first.
seen
I
them.
thought it was
Okay,
hilarious.
runners up then. Liam, you were going to have a runner
That was
up.
it.
Yeah.
Scrooge.
Okay.
Was it?
Scrooge. Yeah, Scrooge was my second choice.
Vainsy,
Fair enough. My runner-up.
I know what my runner up is. Clear,
I think
clear,
I'll go
clear
I'm
runner-up.
going to go for this, right? And it'd be Die Hard.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going
Yeah,
to say.
because there's always the argument is if it's a Christmas.
It's
but when
totally
you
a Christmas
see
film.
Hans Gruber fall off,
It's
guys,
Christmas.
Guys, that could be our second Graham Paul. Is
big
Die
guy,
Hard a Christmas film?
Double Graham.
Your
It's a
options.
Christmas. This is
Is
your
it-
Christmas present, viewers and listeners. Your Christmas present is a last-minute double Graham.
Boom, I've got
There
that.
you go.
Your options
There you
are
go.
yes or yes.
If you
Yes
say
or
no,
fuck off.
don't watch the podcast anymore. So let's sum it up. Let's wrap it all up. So
Okay.
Graham Poll number 1. Is Die Hard a Christmas film? Yes or no? Very simple.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
say
yeah.
yes.
I'm saying yes.
yes, 100. Yeah.
Million
And
percent.
maybe you guys have, I assume a lot of you guys will have your own favourite Christmas film, but we can only list 3, unfortunately. So we are going for Liam,
Miracle on 34th Street.
Vainsy,
Scrooged.
and myself, Steve-O. I'm going for Home Alone. That's the best one.
But let us know what your favourite Christmas movies are on the comments down below.
It will be live, ready to go on
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. You guys watching and listening to this now, it's about time that you put your pajamas on, your nightwear, a little cup of tea, leave a little mince pie and a glass of milk and half a bottle of sherry.
Get your Christmas
Ready for Santa. Get those pictures taken of your presents piled up the side of your house and get them on Facebook.
That's it,
quick.
take a picture.
Don't forget to tag these guys in it.
Yeah.
Tag us
Yeah,
to
please
really
do.
piss us off.
Just tag at the Anger Management Podcast.
So that's about it, guys. Santa will be here very shortly. Emptying
will.
his,
To empty his sack.
emptying his sack,
yeah.
Liam,
That's it.
all over everyone's living room. Lovely. Lovely. It's a very, very nice piece of imagery to end the podcast on there.
He only comes once a year.
Guys,
that
we
joke,
will
Harvey.
be
Just
back.
like
We
me.
might possibly be able to squeeze a New Year episode in. We're not sure yet.
We'll
but
try.
if we don't see you lovely listeners or hear from you again until next year, have an absolutely fantastic,
have a fantastic Christmas,
and a
guys.
fantastic 2021 New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Want to say thanks for having us back on again.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Absolutely,
It's
Vainsy.
always
Thanks for
a
coming
pleasure.
on.
Pleasure,
Thanks for
man.
being
Pleasure, man.
Thanks for being forthright as always,
Oh,
Vainsy.
well.
We appreciate it, mate.
I just think you guys missed me, didn't you? That's what.
2022 will be more awesome. I promise you, mate.
Yeah.
I promise you. Yeah, take my word for it. Take my word for it. I'm vouching.
And maybe we might sneak in a bit of merch.
Bit of merch.
Maybe,
Bit of merch
potentially.
there.
Watch this space. That's all I'll say.
Guys, it's been emotional. Merry
Yes.
Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas, guys.
Merry
Stay
Christmas.
safe. Drive safe.
Have a good
and,
one.
we'll see you next year.
Have a drink for us.
There you go.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Don't have a drink for me. I'll collapse.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Christmas.
everyone.